Welcome to episode 10, is it?
I think it's 10, yeah.
Yeah, 10. Our It episode, our highly anticipated one. This is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Alright, man. So for the people listening, me and you were just talking about the rules. We're going to put the info in the video when we do this, and when I post it on Facebook, I'll post the rules too. But we're going to, before this episode goes live, we're going to make a Facebook for Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. And I'll link it. So if you're hearing this, you'll see the link to it. But all you got to do is like the Facebook and comment on the post we make on the Facebook. And you'll be automatically entered to win one of 3 It copies on Blu-ray.
Yep.
So, yeah. Like I said, we'll put descriptions when we post. So when you're hearing this, you'll see it. But anyways, this is our first episode since the hurricane. Because I live in Sarasota, Florida. Which was supposed to be like directly under the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah.
But the hurricane actually hit in Naples, which is like 45 minutes, an hour away from me. So by the time it reached Sarasota, it had been knocked down to like a Category 2. So there was still, we were out without power for like close to a week. And, you know, there was trees falling down. And it was intense, but nowhere near as bad as we thought.
Yeah, that's a good thing, you know. I mean, it's one of those things. There's nothing you can do about them, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
You know. I mean, I did hear that there were some people who were going out and shooting at the hurricane with their guns. Yeah. I don't know what they thought was going to happen there. All it's going to do is make it more dangerous.
I think that was just a joke, probably.
Apparently, a bunch of people were signing up to do it, though.
Yeah.
A bunch of people thought, like, hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I saw one post, too. Supposedly there was sharks in it or something, or... Did you see that sharks were found in it?
You mean like a literal Sharknado?
Yeah, like a Sharkicane or something.
Sharkicane? Oh, no. I think we've discovered the new movie that's going to be coming out.
Yeah. Man, I'd watch it, too.
I would, too.
Anyways, man. So, we're back at it again. So, let's just get it into the news here.
Yep.
So, the first thing, we have a death that, he wasn't a huge actor. He was a character actor, Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Died at 91. I would just been watching him in Twin Peaks, but he was in Alien and countless stuff.
The old guard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff, but yeah, it's definitely sad to see him go. But he was always a really minor actor, you know?
That's true, yeah. But, you know, he was one of those guys that had that look, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely recognizable.
Yeah. And also, we also lost Basil Gogos.
Oh, yeah, the famous monsters.
Famous monsters, yeah.
What's weird is he comes to Florida, like he was at Spooky Empire Convention last year.
Yeah?
And he was actually scheduled to appear this year, but he died, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. I never read Famous Monsters, surprisingly.
Yeah, I've read a couple of issues, like, of the newer, you know, since it's come back.
Yeah.
And they're all right. But, you know, I prefer Rue Morgue.
Yeah, Horror Hound, I think, I like a lot.
Oh, Horror Hound's great. Yeah,
I got the VHS collector's corner and all that kind of stuff.
I just dig how they have the little, like, things at the bottom of the page. Like little facts. Trivia facts and everything. I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, what I'll usually do is I'll read it and then go back and read all the trivia things. And
yeah, because it's easy to get sidetracked by reading those.
Definitely. That's one of my favorite things, man, is horror magazines, even though they're like $10 a pop. But
yeah,
what sucks now is both of them. Remember all these used to be monthly? You used to be able to go out and get one every month, and you had 3 options. You had Fangoria, too.
Yeah.
But now, Fangoria is no more, which is weird to say.
I know, that's just odd.
But Rue Morgue and Horror Hound, they're bi-monthly now.
Yeah, well, the one good thing about that is the subscription lasts you twice as long now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got my subscription to Rue Morgue, so, you know, I'm covered for 2 years, so I'm quite happy about that.
Yeah,
but
how much cheaper is it to subscribe?
Quite a bit, actually. I think I got a 2-year subscription for, I think it was about, 60 or $70, something like that.
That ain't
so
bad.
the equivalent of, like, you know, 7 issues.
Yeah, that ain't bad. because they're
Yeah.
they're like $9.95 here.
Yeah. I think we get them a bit cheaper over here because it's a Canadian publication.
Yeah, because I think we got to import them over here.
I think so, yeah. I mean, that used to always be the case with Fangoria. You know, it used to cost more over here because, you know, there was no one printing it over here. We were getting the imports.
Yeah, that sucks. Fangoria is no more. They were going
Yeah.
downhill though. All their covers were like Walking Dead, and
I know.
they went downhill, man.
I think
And then they had the nerve to keep their Facebook open, and didn't they screw over all their writers and everything?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like I had heard everybody made all these columns and articles and didn't get paid for any of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real shame because, I mean, you know, Fangoria was like an institution.
Yeah, that's like horror
It's like-
fans from like the 80s have been worshiping
Oh, yeah.
Fangoria.
I mean, hell, I remember when I was a kid, the first Fangoria I ever got, I got it from a neighbor, and it had Nightmare on Elm Street 4 in it.
Oh wow.
And I remember just thinking, like, what, like loving this magazine, you know. And then, well, there've been a lot over the years. I mean, there's been Gore Zone for quite a
I
while.
love Warzone.
I know that. Are they still printing it?
No, I don't think so. It came
I
back
think-
for a little bit, remember?
Yeah, I remember we couldn't get it over here.
Wow.
I don't know why. I mean, it's just no one would carry it over here for some reason. You had to like specially order it online and everything if you wanted it. It was weird.
I love old Fangorias from back in the day if you find them places.
Yeah.
Like Grindhouse Video, they have like 10 long boxes filled with old Fangorias.
Oh yeah, definitely. The old ones were, I found a lot. It's weird. Quality wise, they were lower quality, like paper and everything.
Oh yeah, it's all black and white too.
Yeah.
All those pictures.
But content wise, was like so much better.
Dude, get this. I got two right in front of me, man. The one
Yeah.
on the cover here, just for like, everything was so good back then, man. Like the Fangoria here, you heard of that movie Bad Dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the cover, and it's then the stuff on the side: Maniac Cop, Slaughterhouse Rock, Brain Damage, and
I know.
Poltergeist 3. I mean, that's some good stuff, man. And then
It is.
this section, 1988's goriest movies. I mean, that's all quality. And then this one
Yeah.
I'm sitting with here now, Halloween 4. And
Oh,
on the
yeah.
side thing of this is Lair the White Worm.
I used to have that
Koontz.
issue.
Yeah, Dean Koontz Watchers.
Yeah.
Dead Ringers, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 effects.
Oh,
Inside
yeah.
the Roach Motel. Tony
Yeah.
Perkins interview. Video
Man.
checklist on Toxic Avenger, Child Split. It's just filled with greatness back in the day.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, now is the time when Fangoria should be running strong.
Yeah.
You know, we've been getting a lot of good horror recently, so they should have been like their golden age.
Yeah, they did. Something happened weird. I don't know what exactly it was, but
I blame The Walking Dead.
yeah.
Because literally every issue had something about The Walking Dead in it.
Yeah, I'm so
And-
tired of that. I'm just tired of horror TV in general, to be honest with you.
See, I like good horror TV.
Yeah.
Like, I dug Hannibal.
Oh, I love that too. I
Hannibal
actually like
was
that a lot.
awesome.
What
you know.
sucks about that is the last season was the best.
Yeah, well, apparently there is talk about doing some more.
I hope they do, because that last season was the first season that had a whole storyline the whole way through.
Yeah,
With that Tooth Fairy.
yeah. I just completely loved that show. I thought the actors were perfect.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. I
He-
liked him better than
yeah.
Anthony Hopkins.
I get it. I definitely get it. I mean, Anthony Hopkins was iconic, but, you know, I don't want to say he wasn't scary, but you never got the feeling that Anthony Hopkins could really do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Even though you know what he did, you saw it in the movies and everything, and I don't know, it was just, but Mads Mikkelsen has like the physical, how can I describe it, like the build and everything of someone that could do the damage that Hannibal Lecter does, you know?
Yeah. What'd you think of the guy who played the original one?
Oh, the
And
guy in
Manhunter, I can't remember the guy.
Manhunter,
Bill something or Bob
something
something.
like that. Yeah, I thought he was okay,
Yeah.
but I saw Manhunter after I'd seen Silence of the Lambs.
So it was weird to you seeing
Yeah,
Anthony Hopkins then that
especially
guy.
well, then again, also I don't want to say they're different characters really, but the the Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs is a I don't know more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like the one from Manhunter seems almost more like a caged animal,
Yeah.
and the one from Silence of the Lambs is like a biding his time type
Yeah. No, I
person.
see
You
what you
know?
mean. Like
Yeah,
I said, I still think Mads Mikkelsen did it the best.
he rocked. He really does. He needs to come back to that role
Yeah.
in some way. I don't know whether it'll be like in like a movie format or in like another TV series or something.
Well, I'd heard for a long time Netflix was trying to do something with it.
I really hope they do. I mean, it's a great show, and it deserves better than what it got.
Yeah.
Especially from what I know, like it was one of like most watched horror shows on TV at the time.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to it.
I get the idea that a lot of people were not necessarily like downloading it, but like maybe like DVRing it and then watching it later.
Yeah, that's. I
You
actually
know?
bought the Blu-rays.
Yeah, so did I. Honestly, when it was on TV, I had no interest in watching it
Neither did I.
at all. And then I think it was a couple of Christmases back. There was like a sale, and they were like, it was like 2 for $20 for the first two seasons. So I thought, what the hell, I'll pick it up, and I completely fell in love with it.
Yeah, well, the imagery in it's awesome. It's like grotesque
Oh
but
yeah,
beautiful at the same time. Like I love that
yeah.
totem pole that guy
Oh
makes in
yeah,
it with all the bodies.
yeah. You know what one I always liked? I like the one where the guy comes in and he sees like the girl stood there, and then he turns slightly and it's like she's been bisected and she's like all in pieces, and like
Oh yeah,
you know yeah, I love that. That was so awesome. You see that scene? It was just like, damn,
yeah. There was
like
so much.
like no one is safe in this series.
Yeah, it was brutal. There was so much. Oh, another thing that got to me in that thing was where the people were like, I forget what it was. Like they were growing mold or something out of people's
Oh yeah, I
bodies. It
remember
was
that
something
one.
a guy
Yeah,
was growing out flowers or something out in
yeah,
the woods.
and he like had them like somewhat still like alive, but like in like
Yeah, he
somewhat.
was keeping them. It was definitely weird, man.
Yeah, yeah, really twisted. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah. What's funny is I didn't get into it till all three were out, and I think
Yeah,
Best Buy had. Have you seen that pack where all three of them are in like a sleeve?
yeah,
Yeah, it was like
yeah,
$25, so you couldn't pass
yeah.
it up.
No, and then you see it and you're like, how did this get canceled?
Yeah, I know.
How did this get canceled when Bates Motel continued right to the end?
Yeah, I did like Bates Motel too, but
Honestly, I've never watched Bates Motel.
it's pretty good. But
I've heard it's okay, but I've heard like some people say it's good, and then I've heard some people say it's like complete crap.
I actually enjoyed it, but I think it
Yeah,
has a lot to do with I think that Vera Farmiga is like one of my favorite actresses of all time, just because I think
yeah,
she's beautiful, man.
yeah,
Like everything I see her in, I'm like, damn.
yeah.
But let's get into the news here.
Okay,
The first thing I wrote down was Leatherface premiered on DirecTV today.
really today?
I think it was either yesterday or today, but I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's
that's
today.
cool.
Well, it's today the
Today's the 21st, I think. Yeah, yeah,
it may
21st.
I think it is today because well, anyways, people have seen it and it's already voted the worst in the series. Like
Oh
people say it's
man,
worse than Texas Chainsaw, and they're even going as far to say it's worse than the Next Generation.
oh, that hurts me to hear.
Yeah, I gotta say
Because
I was somewhat expecting that though.
so was I, but I had hopes.
Yeah,
I was hoping that they were going to do it right, but then again, it was the same producers and everything that did Texas Chainsaw.
really. I,
Yeah,
I was expecting it to be terrible after just the past it's had, just troubled
Yeah.
history of being pulled back all these years, and then
Yeah.
it's been done. But there's people I like. Like I like Brad Dourif in it, or not
Yeah.
in this, but I like Brad Dourif because I
Well,
haven't
he's good in
seen those
everything.
yet. And then it has
Yeah.
the chick, something Lily, something from Lily Taylor, I think, from The
Hmm.
Conjuring and stuff in it. You know, the mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I liked her in some stuff, so I'm still gonna check it out. I'm not gonna pay $11 to rent it on DirecTV, but when
I'll
it comes,
I'll pick up the Blu-ray.
yeah, like I said, I'll pick up the Blu-ray just to
You
be
know,
completist.
exactly. I like. It's a damn shame. There's such potential in the Texas Chainsaw series.
I know, man.
And yeah,
You know, there's parts of every one that I like. Like this
yeah,
franchise, I definitely have a soft spot for. I
yeah.
actually really enjoyed Texas Chainsaw, to be honest.
I think if you can like kind of, it sounds wrong to say check your brain, but if you can like just
Well, you have to.
ignore the plot holes,
Yeah,
ignore the strange time jumps and everything.
the thing
You
is,
know,
the plot holes are so big that
you could drive a
can't
truck
really
through 'em,
look
yeah.
through. It's something that really shouldn't have been. Like how it was overlooked. I don't understand it at all because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, all I can think is if it was the same sort of thing with some of the later Hellraisers, and they just made them to keep the rights,
Yeah.
and
No,
if there was like a time rush or something.
yeah. But Texas Chainsaw definitely should have been direct to video, I think. And
Yeah.
they should have left out that one line at the end that is
Oh,
cringy, bro. The
oh,
whole,
go get
get
them,
'em, cuz.
cuz.
Oh
Oh, it's
my
like,
god,
oh,
man.
shut up.
Yeah, that
I
was
heard that, and it's
cringy,
like,
dude.
you've spent the entire damn movie running from this guy. Now all of a sudden he's your best friend.
Yeah, that was.
He's killed all your friends, and it's just like now you're like, okay, fine.
Even the casting of the movie was terrible. You
It
had that
was.
black dude who's a singer in real life.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I don't know. I still enjoyed it though. I still liked. I think what it was is I liked the look and vibe of Leatherface in the movie.
Oh yeah, it was a really, really good look.
Yeah, I liked the colors and the house, and
Yeah.
I didn't like the CGI'd chainsaw he throws. When he's in the carnival or whatever that's
Yeah.
going on.
I just love it that he runs through a carnival with a chainsaw, and like no one really seems to care. He's just kind of like, oh, look at that. There goes that old Sawyer boy.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I liked that movie. I actually dug that. That's really concerning, though. They say this is worse than it, though.
Yeah. But then
I'm
again,
still gonna watch it.
yeah.
It makes you wonder, though, because I think Leatherface is a little boy in the whole thing.
I think so, yeah. So, I don't know. I'll check it out. I'll see what I think, and then I'll make my own decision. Because there's a lot of stuff that like I like that a lot of people think is complete crap.
Yeah, no, I don't really ever go by reviews either.
No, well, I mean, hell, I've said it before. I did a review of Tank 432, and people have just ripped it apart. Seriously, they really hate that movie, and I don't get it because I really enjoy it.
It's an IFC movie, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think it was worth seeing. I enjoyed it and everything. But people just rip it apart, and like, you look at some of the comments on that video, and it's like, I don't know whether a lot of people just don't get it, and then a lot of people are just like, no, we get it, we just don't like it. I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing about movies, everyone has their own opinion, and it's just as valid as anyone else's.
Yeah, that's why to me I think reviewers are kind of like as far as not pointless, but like critics, like Leonard Maltin and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that to me is just pointless. I don't know, man, because everybody likes different things. I think they should have reviewers dedicated to genres.
That would be a good idea.
Like you have a reviewer that specifically does drama, like a reviewer that specifically does horror and action and whatever.
Yeah, well, that's a problem I always found with Roger Ebert.
Because he hated horror.
He did, there were a few that he like almost like begrudgingly liked.
Yeah.
And
there's some that he actually hated, and then once it became popular, went
Yeah.
back and changed his mind on it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like stuff that like a horror fan would realize what they're going for or whatever. Like some like casual fans are. I want to say ignorant to it, but I don't mean it like ignorant like in a really bad way. It's just they literally like don't know
Yeah.
what what they're covering. Like the winks and nods to the genre and everything that we get. Some of these reviewers just don't get because they're not fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep.
that's why I've always liked YouTube, because you get real fans reviews
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know if I watch like a review from like Moods that I'm probably going to like what I see.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely. That's what you do. You subscribe to people that you're kind of in line with your
Yeah.
interest and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, then it's literally like having like a bunch of like friends who like the same thing. And they'll
Yeah.
say, "Oh, you like such a thing? Give this a try,
Another
You
thing
might
that's
like this too."
Another thing that's cool about it too, man, is it's like, I mean, I think like 90% of people, part of our community, they there's not a lot of people in real life around them that are as into
Yeah.
horror and stuff. Like me, I got a couple friends, but
Yeah.
not a whole lot. So it's kind of like you need to reach out on YouTube and Facebook and stuff just to get the fans that are into it as much as you.
Yeah. Yeah,
'Cause if
definitely.
you talk to normal people all the time, it makes you feel crazy, kind of.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at you all weird when your whole room's decked out in horror stuff and all that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the sort of thing I've always thought, it's not the horror fans you need to be afraid of. You need to be afraid of the normal people because they're the ones that are really messed up.
Yeah, definitely.
The people with like the Halloween
Everything's all
poster and
trapped
everything, they're
inside,
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly. Definitely.
All right, man. But this next part of news, I feel like we keep reporting on this too every episode because more things keep getting added. But
Yep.
Linda Hamilton joins Cameron and Schwarzenegger for their new Terminator trilogy.
Oh man,
Are these people even going to be able to outlive the Terminator trilogy? Like,
I don't know.
Like-
I don't know.
Cameron and Schwarzenegger, I'm sure all three of them are up there in age.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. In theory, it could be good.
I don't even think it's going to happen, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Just because, I mean, Terminator Genesis
I know.
bombed, that had Schwarzenegger in it, and I
Yeah.
mean, the thing with Cameron, I think this is going to turn out to be like with they're overshooting their goals because remember like Ridley Scott, he's like, oh, I want to make like 6 alien movies and I want to
Oh,
tie
yeah.
into this and that. It's like, dude, like I highly doubt you're going to get another alien movie because I think Revenant bombed too.
Yeah, honestly, I hope that he doesn't get another one because
Get
I
Neil
want to
Blomkamp
see
to do it.
I want to see Blomkamp's version.
I know, man.
You know,
that's
I
the
mean-
thing. Neil Blomkamp, you could tell he's going to do something crazy with it. He put out that short film not
Yeah.
too long ago. All his other movies are good, and I get it. Ridley Scott's the godfather of it, whatever. He
Yeah.
introduced it, but let someone else do it, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean, well, hell, he's done it with Blade Runner. He's given over the directing.
he
Things
gave the
for-
director to that's the director from Arrival, right? And like Prisoners.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's movie Prisoners, I loved, man.
Yeah.
With Hugh Jackman, have you seen that?
I think I have. I don't really remember it, but
Oh,
I
that
think
movie
I
was
think
great,
I've
man.
seen it. Yeah. It's the sort of thing I'm going to go see the new Blade Runner
Oh yeah, I love the
because
first one.
the first one was completely iconic, and I like what I'm seeing.
The
like,
visuals, they look awesome.
yeah, they definitely look good.
Like the replicants coming out of that little poop chute bag thing.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
think
looking.
it's just going to be neat to find out whether once and for all, was Deckard a replicant or not.
I think this. That's a lot of people were complaining about the trailer because it kind of answers that. Because you see him old and everything, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It kind of answers that to where he wasn't.
But then there's the thing, what if he was like a more advanced version?
Yeah.
What if he was one that does get old?
Maybe.
What if-
That seems like
what
a
if-
stretch to me, though. I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like a lot of people I know that were pissed. They were like, well, that just kind of ruins the ending of the first one.
yeah,
Because you see him as an old man now, answering the
yeah.
door. But one
Well,
thing I gotta
we'll see.
say too is the colors of the trailer.
Mm,
Like I love when you see Ryan Gosling visiting Harrison
yeah,
Ford, like that real orange background. That looked
yeah,
badass, man.
yeah. I just find it funny that it has Batista in it.
Yeah, and he actually doesn't look too bad. And
No,
another thing, what's that guy? Jared Leto.
yeah,
I think he's gonna go down in history as definitely one of those actors. Like I don't even know what you compare him to, but he plays in a lot of genre stuff,
yeah.
and it's like a weird part. He's gonna go down as like one of the biggest
Pretty,
actors, I think, though.
yeah. Well, pretty much all his roles are kind of like odd.
Yeah, he seems to put
He's
himself
he's
in that.
he's almost kind of like I want to say Johnny Depp.
I was literally just saying Johnny. I was thinking Johnny Depp,
Yeah,
like
because
purposely puts himself in odd roles just to be different.
yeah, I can respect that honestly, and I have to admit, I like what he did with the Joker and Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
A lot of people didn't like it. I get why they didn't like it, but it was a different take, and I can appreciate that.
What do you think of they're trying to get Leonardo DiCaprio to play the Joker?
I could see that working.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. And they're saying, what is it? Martin Scorsese wants to direct it.
Wow.
That would be sick. Could you imagine? That would just be perfect. Like he would make a mafia style Joker movie. You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Like just imagine Goodfellas and Casino, but with the Joker in Gotham City. That would be
well, hell,
man.
it would work, right? Use that graphic novel just called Joker, Brian Azzarello.
Yeah, yeah,
Go with that plot line.
yeah. Definitely, that would be
You
sick.
know, and just make it dark, twisted. You know, it's
Dude,
the sort of thing.
I'm telling you, if Martin Scorsese directed it and Leonardo DiCaprio played the Joker, it would be the hit DC would need. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
definitely.
that movie's going to
sure
make money. I don't care what anybody says, that would make money.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, especially when you think, like Batman versus Superman was totally panned by the critics and everything, but it made its money.
Yeah.
So
Suicide Squad did too.
exactly.
The
I
thing is,
actually
though,
really liked Suicide Squad.
Marvel has the best of both, though. They're making the money and getting rave reviews,
Yeah, well, I think the thing with Marvel is, it's sort of like everything that they've done has been good.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I always found it was like DC made good movies and video games, but their comics were kind of meh, and Marvel made like good comics, but their movies and stuff were kind of meh.
Yeah.
Then it sort of switched around, and now Marvel are doing really good, movies, and I'm not sure about their comics. I don't really read Marvel,
No.
but
One thing DC has going for them now, though, is they're untouched as far as the animated universes go.
oh, I love the DC animated universe.
Yeah.
I really do, and I like that they're going more adult in some stories.
Well, yeah, they're coming out with more rated R ones too.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
it. I remember when I first saw the trailer for The Dark
Killing
Knight
Joke?
Returns.
Oh, that wasn't rated R though.
No, but it was dark, and it was
They
and
actually
it
had
went-
swastikas and stuff on.
yeah. I saw it, and I was like, this is what I wanted to see as an animated Batman.
Yeah.
And then of course the Killing Joke. I love the Killing Joke.
Yeah. So did I. And then I think Justice League Dark maybe was rated R too.
I think so.
Yeah.
I just like that for that part where Batman scares a ghost.
Yeah.
I just thought that was awesome. How cool is it that this guy dressed as a giant bat can scare a ghost?
I still want to see the new one, Batman and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it.
You know what I love? This is the last thing about the superhero thing, because I'm
Yeah.
sure listeners don't want to hear about superheroes. But you know what I love about what DC Animation does? Have you noticed when a new one gets released, they'll put out a special edition version, that's got like a little figure and comes in
Yeah,
like a big box.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
me too.
really
Those
do.
things are awesome looking.
And the funny thing is, usually they end up being cheaper.
I know, dude. It's definitely weird. The Steelbook seems to go the quickest out of everything.
Steelbooks go in like a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I have one. I have a steelbook of what is it? The first animated Batman one, Gotham Knights,
Really?
and I have that on DVD. And I remember I got the steelbook, and literally within, like, I went back to the store about 2 days later. They were all gone, and they weren't getting any more in stock.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, there was definitely a rush to get them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're great though. Have you seen the new box set on Amazon?
I did $300 though.
I know, that's insane. It's like
There's a lot of stuff in it though.
I, the thing is, I already have like 90% of it.
Yeah.
So,
I want to get it, man, but 300, I don't know.
Yeah, 300's a lot to pull out. I mean, especially when you think you can get the releases now at roughly about like $10 a piece.
Yeah.
Admitted, maybe in the long run you're going to end up spending more, but you can break it up.
Yeah, I'd rather have
get a
the
couple this
individual
month,
artworks too, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well I love, that's one thing I always found with the Dark Knight Returns. I have the two separate editions. I was gonna wait for the double one,
Yeah.
but I thought no, I'll pick them up separately, and I'm glad I did because some really nice artwork.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the third piece of news here, though.
Okay.
This is one I was actually kind of excited for because have you been watching that Scream TV show?
Yeah.
I only saw the first season, and I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
So did I. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, I was expecting total trash, but I really dug that first season.
Yeah.
I never saw the second season. I want to, though. I'm going to buy them all when they come out.
Yeah, it's worth seeing the second season.
Yeah, did you hear the news about the third season?
That they're having the classic Ghostface back?
The OG mask coming back.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what they needed, man. I like the mask they got for the one. It's actually pretty cool looking, but I think to be a Scream show, you need that mask. I mean,
I think what would be really neat, and I don't think they're going to do it, but I wish there was a way that they could tie everything together.
Maybe have a what's his name in the original Scream? What's Skeet Ulrich's character? For some reason, Billy Loomis comes to mind, but I don't.
I think it is Billy Loomis, actually. I don't know. I think it's Billy Loomis.
I think it'd be cool if they had it like Skeet Ulrich was the uncle of the main chick or something, or maybe the uncle of the dark-haired chick or something, and have them hand off. But because then you'd know who the killer was immediately.
Yeah, well, I think it would just be neat, if in some way they tie it together.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know they're saying this new season, none of the old cast of the first two seasons are coming back.
Oh, this is totally different?
It's a completely new story and everything. I'm gonna see what I think about it. It's only gonna be 6 episodes, so it's not too long. It's gonna be 6 episodes over 3 days.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
have you bought the seasons of it or no?
I bought the first season. I saw this.
Had it on DVD, I think. Unfortunately,
I know that's really annoying. I mean, both season 1 and season 2, I think, are just on DVD.
Is season 2 already released on disc?
I think it is. I'll just check Amazon. I thought it was. I mean,
I may have missed out on that.
Scream season 2. Let's see. Come on, slow computer. Scream season 1, Scream season 2. No, maybe it isn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say MTV takes a long time for their stuff to come out, and they don't release Blu-rays because I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't watched the show, but their Teen Wolf show.
Yeah,
that's all on DVD.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of that. I wasn't particularly
I'm
a big fan.
Seen anything.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even think I've seen a full commercial.
yeah. Yeah, the first two seasons of Scream, though, I watched on Netflix over here. Because for some reason they came on Netflix. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't think we have them
Um,
on our Netflix.
yeah, I really dug them. And actually, the second season's final episode
Yeah.
was a Halloween special. And it was like, I think if I remember right, like 2 hours long.
Wow.
And it was pretty damn sweet, really. Though, admit it completely went in a different direction than the rest of the show. But it was pretty cool nonetheless.
I've always loved Halloween specials.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah, man.
It's almost like, the people are given an okay to do whatever they want.
Yeah, man. This with before we move on to the next part with Scream, man.
Mhm.
Scream has always been like a Halloween staple for me. I always watch all four of them every
Yeah.
Halloween, and
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. For our Halloween month, we'll have to dedicate a week to Scream
definitely.
because I
Definitely.
love those movies, man.
Yeah. I actually preferred part two, which is kind of
Yeah,
funny.
that's my favorite one out of all of them.
And I don't know why. It's just I found everything was part two. It worked one and just kind of made it a little bit better for
Yeah.
part two.
Yeah, man.
You
Usually
know?
there's some part twos I think are a lot better, like Child's Play 2.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely, they're few and far between, but they do happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. But this next piece of news is Andy Muschietti, the director of It,
hmm
dreams of directing Pet Cemetery, and it's pretty confident now that that's probably going to happen.
You know what? After seeing it, I hope he gets it, and I hope it does great.
Yeah, because original Pet Cemetery was a freaky movie, but this I have a feeling though they're going to want him to do It Part 2.
Well, I think he is doing it. I think he's already he's already contractually done to do it.
Yeah, so it may be a while before we get Pet Cemetery.
In mind, but think how awesome it would be to have like Javier Botet play that sister.
Oh yeah, man. Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
damn, that guy's creepy. No matter what he's in.
Yeah, man. We'll talk more about Andy and the whole situation when we get to that
Yeah, definitely.
segment. In this next part, Netflix gets David Bruckner's new film called The Ritual, and supposedly this has been getting really good reviews at festivals. And David Bruckner, I know that name from somewhere.
I do too. I just can't place it.
Yeah, I know he's made something that was big in the horror community.
Yeah.
Or I think I know he was involved in VHS. He had
Well,
a
that's
segment in that. He did a movie called The Signal. I know that, but there was other stuff he's done that
yeah.
was big. So I'm excited for that. I always love when Netflix gets exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually
Yeah.
a subscriber to them.
Yeah. Me
One
too.
thing that pisses me off about Netflix, though, is they don't release a lot of it on disc. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like they'll release their flagship stuff like House of Cards and that, but they don't release their original movies on disc. Hell,
I
they haven't
know.
even put Stranger Things on disc yet.
That honestly really surprises me.
Yeah, wouldn't you think they'd put that out already? I mean, they have vinyl
Yeah.
records for it, everything but an actual disc.
Oh yeah. I mean, and honestly, they'd make a killing. I would buy the Blu-ray of Stranger Things in a heartbeat.
Yeah, me too. I think what it is they know that that's what's going to get people to sign up for Netflix.
Yeah. Well, probably what it's going to be. They're going to wait until essentially,
The show's
like all.
done.
Yeah, pretty much, and all the hype's died down or whatever, and then all of a sudden it'll be like Blu-ray, like with like maybe like extra scenes or something, and all the hype's going to come back.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
I think they're still raking in money from it because season 2
Oh, yeah.
comes out this Halloween.
I'm looking
And
forward to that.
they probably got new subscribers that just want to see Finn Wolfhard because of it.
Yeah, probably, definitely.
All right, man.
Yep.
With this next piece of news, it's something that's really cool to me. James Wan is producing a feature film based on a short film exactly like he did with the director of Lights Out.
That's
Remember,
cool.
he took that short
Yeah,
of Lights Out and gave the director money and made the
yeah,
feature, and the feature was actually good.
yeah.
So he's doing this to another director's short film, so he's prowling YouTube then, looking for shorts to make into features.
Well, hey, I mean, that's where the that's where the talent goes, right? You know,
Yeah, man.
when you can't get your foot in the door, you go on YouTube, you put something up there, and like all of a sudden someone sees it.
Yeah, he's
Well, of course,
starting
that's
careers.
yeah, that's what happened with Clown.
Yeah, that was Eli Roth did produce that. It was a short
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
The
you know,
Clown
so it proves
actually,
it works.
yeah, Clown actually deserved a feature film. There was a lot there to
Yeah.
work with. Whereas Lights Out, I didn't think did.
No, I mean, I liked the finished product.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good, but honestly, the
You didn't find it like a one-trick pony?
oh, it completely was.
I mean, how many
But you
times do
know,
we got to keep flicking the lights? You know, that...
yeah. Honestly, the short film worked better.
Yeah. Well, because it was a one-and-done thing.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the same as like with Mama.
Yeah.
You know, the original short of Mama is genuinely terrifying, and the feature length, though still a really good movie, lessens it to some extent.
Well, the ending, I think, ruined that.
Oh, you mean like yes,
Her floating over the cliff and everything, and it
and
was...
turns into butterflies or something like
Yeah.
that.
When it
I
gets
didn't
too
get that.
fantastical and too out there, it takes me out of it.
Yeah,
But I do like this whole thing of, directors getting noticed for that.
yeah, definitely, because it just proves they're getting noticed for their talent,
Yeah, definitely.
and not for like, oh, I happen to know such a body who knows such a body who knows Eli Roth.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. And James Wan, I consider him the leading as far as modern
Yeah,
scary movies go, like movies that actually frighten me. James
yeah,
Wan's the best out there.
definitely.
And then another thing I wrote down here is because Jigsaw's coming out on Halloween,
Hmm.
Twisted Pictures on their YouTube channel released a documentary exclusive for YouTube for everybody
That's
to catch up on stuff before the Jigsaw comes out. So
that's cool.
just
I
wanted
think
to,
that's going to be a good movie.
yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah, I just wanted to put
Yeah,
that out for people like that because not assuming we are going to do our Saw episode
definitely.
in October. We have a lot.
Yeah,
We got the Chucky show to do
yeah,
with the Saw show, and
yeah. Scream.
yeah, we're gonna do Scream, and I was gonna say Halloween, but that's a lot of movies to do it. Maybe
Halloween
next
is
Halloween or something, but that's gonna be
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll probably cover them in like 31 Days of Horror, like I usually do.
yeah. I'm
So
gonna do 31 days too.
yeah. We'll do like literally a review every day.
Yeah. Well, I
I
know a
can't.
lot of people pre-record them beforehand,
Yeah,
so you could release them once a day.
yeah. I find I can't really handle that sometimes. What I just do usually is do the end of the week. Like this is what I've watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Though of course there are some that are like guaranteed. Like on Halloween night, it's always Halloween.
Yeah.
On Devil's Night, it's always The Exorcist.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's actually a movie that if you could find cheap before Halloween, you should get it because I'm waiting to watch it for Halloween. It's been on my shelf,
Yeah.
sealed, for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm. What's it
It's
called?
called it's like for like WKLA Halloween special or something.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Where it's like it's a movie made by Camp Motion Pictures, but they made it to look just like a Halloween special from the 80s on TV.
That's pretty cool.
And it's like people investigating this haunted house, but supposedly there's fake commercials all throughout it to make it from
wow.
the 80s, and certain parts of it have like fast forwarding things, and
That's neat.
supposedly it's really good, and it's like a perfect Halloween movie because supposedly it looks so authentic that people had to do research to see if it was real or not. And
Well,
yeah,
that's saying something right there.
yeah, I have it.
Yeah,
up
so
there. Yeah, if you can get it cheap, you should get it. We should review it, man.
yeah, I'll take a look for that definitely.
Yeah. Did you ever look up Dark Waters or no?
Yeah, the Spanish one, right?
Yeah, from Severin. I don't know how much they are
Yeah.
in Canada.
Uh, they're not particularly cheap.
Yeah, I
You
figured
know.
not, because Severin.
Yeah, but then again, I have the old DVD, so
Oh, you do have a copy of
I
it.
yeah, I got the old DVD of it, from back in whenever it came out, like 2000 or something,
So have you seen the movie or no?
a long time ago.
Yeah, I loved it, man.
I remember seeing it and I remember ending it, and I just kind of sat there and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
well, that
Dude,
was different.
the scene that got to me the most in that thing is this dude. He's like on this boat, and she's on a boat traveling to the island.
Mm.
And there's like a dude, he looks crazed, and he's got a giant, like, it looks like some exotic fish, it's flat, and it's this huge fish. He's just biting chunks out of it, dude. And it was just
Yeah.
grotesque looking, man. Dude, but,
Yeah.
and then you have the, you pre-ordered that Real Gore collection, right?
I actually, this is an interesting little bit of information here. I pre-ordered it from Amazon,
Yeah.
and
They canceled it on you?
oh no, I was looking forward to it and everything, and then I realized I could get it $20 cheaper, including shipping, from Diabolic.
Really?
So
So
I
did you
canceled
cancel
it, and yeah. I mean, it was literally like it was going to be like 70 something bucks, to get it and get it shipped over here from Amazon,
Yeah.
and it's like 54, I think, with including shipping from Diabolic.
Damn. So when are you supposed to receive it?
Well, I think it comes out on the 27th, I think, or 28th.
Of September?
Yeah.
So
So
real
I'm
soon, man.
I'm expecting, and Diabolic usually ship pretty quick, so, well, at least that's been my experience with them.
I'm anxious
know?
to see the packaging of it, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like just like all the standard editions like in a box, or whether it's going to be like like
One
a
sleeve.
yeah, I don't know. It could be any of them really. It just but it's going to be neat to see them, because
What's the one you're most excited for?
honestly, excuse me, honestly, it's the Orphan Killer.
That's the one you're most excited for?
I know, like, Masks is supposedly better and everything.
Oh, that's
but
the
I don't.
best out of all of them, man.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that too. There's
Dude,
just,
you're gonna like Masks better than Orphan
Yeah.
Killer.
I'm
I
sure,
know
I'm
it.
sure I probably will. It's just I've wanted to see Orphan Killer for so long.
Yeah. Well, I think back in the day, that was like a big hyped release, and then it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
But are you excited for Violent Shit at all, or no?
yeah, that has what's his name in it.
It's got the guy from Cannibal Ferox,
Yeah, I can never remember his name.
the Claudio
Radici-
Fabrizi or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that also. I mean, he's just kind of a neat actor.
Yeah,
I like seeing him in things.
Yeah, to me the order of it goes Masks. I really enjoyed The Curse of Dr. Wolfenstein.
Mhm.
I love that one. And then it goes Violent Shit and Orphan Killer.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do an episode on all four of those.
Definitely, like
But,
the real gore episode.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what that label releases next.
Yeah,
And I really enjoy the fact that they're not like Scream Factory or Arrow releasing 15 every month. Like they release like once
like one
every 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So there's no way that you can't keep up with it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I like.
yeah, I dig that too. I mean, so I remember when Scream Factory first started.
You were able to keep up with it pretty easily.
Yeah, you were, but now it's literally if you were to buy every Scream Factory release every month, I think
Where all your money would go. You'd have
Yeah.
no money for anything else.
yeah, you'd easily go through maybe $300 a month minimum.
Yeah.
And
And especially
just
when they're releasing half quality, half crap now.
yeah, I pick and choose.
Oh, I'm the same way. Like, out of their slate of announcements, they usually do the 8 at a time for the next few months.
Yeah,
I'll probably pick up 3, 4 tops.
yeah,
But it's usually 3 out of the 8 that they announce I'll get.
Yeah. Well, they put out a full listing now for the new Dawn of the Dead they're releasing.
Oh, yeah, I don't have interest in that, man.
No, honestly, what they're putting in as extra stuff,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Yeah,
All
I
it's
already have
just
a
a few
Blu-ray
new
copy of it.
interviews. Exactly, and it's fine.
Yeah, man. And the
You
new
know?
cover art looks shitty as hell.
Yeah.
It ain't even good cover art to make me want to buy it.
Well, the problem is also, I mean, the original cover art for the Dawn of the Dead remake was perfect.
Yeah,
It,
simple. It was real
yeah,
simple.
it doesn't need changing, you know. And Scream Factory don't always change covers. Like you look at the covers for their Psycho releases.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
actually
it's
like that their Psycho releases. They
yeah.
kept the original poster art on the
I
slips,
they're very iconic covers. You
especially
know,
part two.
yeah,
But
yeah. You know, and so I dig that they did that. Uh, I like it when they give you the option of an alternate cover.
yeah, I never bought the
You know,
Psycho Blu-rays from Scream Factory because I had them on DVD. And I
yeah.
was, do you have them or no?
I don't have them. I've been meaning to pick them up, honestly.
I want to get them too. I wonder what the reversible covers are, because they have the original posters
Yeah,
on the front.
I I get the idea. It might be, you know how sometimes like when you get like the double feature ones, and when you look on the inside, it has just like screenshots and everything.
You think that's what it may be?
That's what I sort of think because I haven't heard anything about any custom art for them or anything. So
Yeah, I was gonna say. But
yeah.
speaking of that, for people listening, just went to Best Buy like a week ago, and
Mhm.
they, not Scream Factory, but what is it, Universal that owns
Universal.
those?
Yeah.
Did you see it? They put out a 4-pack Blu-ray of Psycho 1 through 4.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's the same transfers as Scream Factory's,
Um,
but
from
Scream
what,
Factory's logo isn't on it at all.
yeah, from what I know, parts 2 and 3 have no menu.
Okay, it just
So you
plays.
put the disc in, it just plays. There's no special features. You know, so I guess if you've never seen the movies, it's an okay way to pick them up.
Yeah. Or if you
But
just care
you know,
about the film and not extras.
yeah. Honestly, though, what I would do and what I'm actually thinking of doing is there's an Australian Blu-ray set, and it has Psycho, Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho 4, The Beginning, has the original Bates Motel like pilot episode, not of the show that's on now, but
How
from
is
way
that
back.
because in the 4-pack DVD
Yeah.
it's 2, 3, 4, and then Bates Motel, but I never saw that. They call it a movie now, but it's
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's kind of crappy.
yeah.
You know, because I mean, they made it to make a series.
Isn't it something like
You know,
Tony Perkins is calling into the radio or something?
no, that's part 4.
Oh, okay.
That's the beginning. Essentially, it's I haven't heard good things about that.
I stopped after 3. I haven't even seen 4.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the first 3 are iconic. Part 4, I've never really been interested in.
I'm kind of interested just because Mick Garris directed it.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a made-for-TV movie, actually.
Yeah, it was made for like a Showtime or something.
Yeah. So I don't
I
know.
like Mick Garris. I've always
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. I was taking a look, to see how much they were for the Scream Factory releases of 2, 3, 4, and the remake. And they're all still really high dollar releases, at least
Yeah,
over
those have
here.
those have never gone down even here. That's why I've never picked them up because I have that 4-pack on DVD.
Yeah.
But like I said, with the Psycho franchise, man, that's never been a series or a franchise that gets me really excited.
No. They're
It's
they're
one-
they're they're awesome movies, but I don't even really like calling it a franchise.
Yeah, that I gotta say the cover of the is it Gus Van Sant that did the remake or Lars von
Yeah.
Trier?
Was Gus Van Sant.
Okay, I knew it was a 3-word name like that.
Yeah.
But Gus Van Sant, what I do like I like Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah, so I think he did a really
Performance,
good
you know,
job.
people shit all over that movie. I like Vince Vaughn in it, and B, I love the poster art for that.
Oh, the poster art's
That
beautiful.
bloody,
Yeah.
the bloody body in the shower.
Yeah.
That looks. Oh, I love that poster art.
See, the thing is, really, the Psycho remake is a good movie.
It's literally just
But
a shot-for-shot remake. Like literally, he
yeah,
studied the shots and did it
yeah,
exact.
that's why it's a good movie. You know, you're watching Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. You
Yeah,
know, that just happened to be filmed at a different time by a different director. You know,
yeah. It's crazy to think though that modern people would probably want to watch it over the original though,
yeah,
just because it is in color and everything.
yeah. The original is perfect. It really is. I love it.
Yeah. Why do
You
I have a
know,
strong feeling though that that remake
mhm.
probably didn't sell well at all for Scream Factory? I mean, how many people possibly could have went out and bought that?
I think probably people who are completionists.
That would have to be the only.
Yeah, but then again, you know, like I said, it's a good movie. It's an underrated movie. You know, apparently though he wants to remake it again.
Who? Gus Van Sant?
Yeah,
What,
he
same
wants
thing, just different actors?
he wants to remake Psycho again, and like I remember hearing that and just thinking like, no,
No one's gonna let him. No one would let him do it anyways.
no, no. I mean, you know, if you're gonna remake something like Psycho, you need a completely different take on it.
Yeah.
You know, you need a different.
There's no other take you could do at this point, though. I mean,
Not
Alfred
really.
Hitchcock made it a single story. They kind of went out to left field with him returning back from a mental asylum, and
Yeah,
then the radio show, and then the show did him as a kid. I mean, what more could you really do?
yeah,
Maybe have him as an old man, maybe mentoring somebody. That's the
yeah,
only other option you could really do. I mean,
yeah. I think the only one way to do it like somewhat interesting would be to make it almost like I still haven't got around to seeing it, but like you know, like the Poughkeepsie tapes.
oh, I can't wait for that release, man.
Yeah, you know, the idea that like maybe like it was like modern day and he was like filming everything.
Yeah, and you're watching the archival
And
footage.
yeah, and like you'd see him like talking like literally to himself in two different voices
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
and stuff. You know, you could do something like that and that could work as a remake, you know? But you couldn't just tell the same story again.
Yeah, or like a found footage movie of like kids going to stay at the Bates Motel or something,
Yeah.
and you're finding their footage or something.
Well, you know what I would like? I would like a proper like an actual uh one of the two sequels they did. You know, they did of the book. There was Psycho 2, then Psycho House.
Oh
And
yeah.
you know, what's neat about them is in both of them, spoilers, Norman Bates is dead.
Oh really? So you've read the books?
I've read the books, yeah.
Are you able to get them, or do you got to find the old paperbacks from back in the day?
I got the old paperbacks, but they have a set of all three on like Amazon. I think it's pretty reasonable too.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a hardback set if I remember right. Psycho novel. Let's just take a look here.
Because I'd like to read them.
Yeah, they're really good, and I mean seriously, the level of the difference when you read the first novel to the second, not the first to the when you compare it to the movie.
Is there a
Like,
lot more in the book?
well, let's say this, you know, in the book she ends up with no head.
Wow.
Yeah. You can. They have three complete novels: Psycho, Psycho 2, and Psycho House, and a hardcover one starting at $13.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah,
Are you looking
know,
at Amazon US or
yeah,
Amazon
Amazon
CA?
US, Amazon US, and the first novel is out in just a new paperback edition
I know you
for
can
like
find the first
$12.
one at like Books A Million and stuff.
Yeah, hell, you know, for you know, I think it's obviously a used copy for $13, but you know,
And then what is it? All three of them in one book?
yeah, it's all three in a hardcover. Yeah, it looks pretty good from a Goodwill Retail Services.
Yeah, I've ordered some stuff from there on Amazon.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty reasonable price. I mean, and it looks to be like the highest that it goes up to is like 27. So
Worst case scenario, you're paying 20 something bucks.
yeah, for 3 books, it's pretty good, and they're all relatively short.
Yeah, man.
And the third one is actually a unique thing. It's like, from what I remember, it's like someone they're making a movie of it. So they have like a set of the Psycho House and stuff starts happening.
Oh,
It's
that's
it's
cool.
it's a pretty neat series. It really is.
Wow. Dude, speaking
Yeah.
of books, before we move on to releases, in December, have you seen the trailer for that James Franco movie, The Disaster Artist,
Yep.
based on The Room?
Yeah.
Dude, before that comes out, are you going to get The Room?
I've been thinking about it. I really
you might
have.
as well, man. It's so cheap now.
Yeah.
Even just the DVD, but dude, if you end up buying it and liking it, just for how absurd it is, you
Yeah.
gotta get the book, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the best books I've ever read.
That's
Dude,
cool.
it has me laughing hard, man. And I've never laughed out loud at a book.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
The only one I really ever have was Bruce Campbell's If Chins Could Kill.
Oh yeah. No, I want to
You
read
read-
his books too.
That is hilarious. He has this whole section on it's him and Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi when they were kids, and they were in school, and they're doing like this. They're doing a play of something, and it's like I think Sam Raimi's playing like the president or something. I don't know, like what's his name? Abraham Lincoln or something, and he has some like cookies at one point, and he's eating them. He's like, "These cookies are terrible. I'm going to go shove them up the president's ass." And it's so completely random. You see, and you're like, and you just start laughing, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah, man. I've always liked reading nonfiction more than fiction, actually.
Yeah,
Like, have you seen Marilyn Manson's autobiography?
I've seen it, never actually read it.
Yeah,
though.
The Long Hard Road Out of Hell. That's another really crazy book, man.
Yeah.
Like, you ought to. I don't know if you're a fan of his music,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but if you are, you gotta read it, man. Some of the stories that dude tells is insane.
That's cool.
And one more thing on Marilyn Manson. Did you ever watch a show? It was called like Celebrity Ghost Stories,
Yeah.
where it was like
I remember
celebrities
that.
telling their ghost encounters. Dude,
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson has one of the creepiest ones on that whole show.
Does he? I don't think I ever saw Marilyn
Oh
Manson.
man, it's creepy, man.
I'll have to see if
if
I can
it's on
find a
YouTube
clip
or
of that
something.
something. Yeah.
But let's finish
Yeah.
up the news here. I got two more things. I don't know if you
Okay.
have any.
Yeah, I got a few too.
But Victor Crawley Roadshow added more dates.
Yeah.
Still no Florida, but I'm hoping. Just
Yeah.
because it'd be sick to meet Adam Green.
Yeah, it would.
And I want to, dude, I'm so hyped for Victor Crawley, man.
So am I. I mean, I loved the first three.
Yeah, man.
And,
Yo, but
yeah.
this Jeepers Creepers 3, man,
Yeah.
did you hear the good news about it?
No.
It's
What
going
is
to
it?
be Fathom Events is putting it in theaters for one night only.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I get all the controversy and everything.
Yeah, I think it's stupid, but I get it. I mean, you can't complain
Yeah.
too much when you're dealing with, raping little kids.
It's kind of a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, so I get
know,
it. But at least
it's-
they're putting it out for one night for fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And it's like I've always said, yeah, the director's like a piece of shit. But, does that,
He makes
like-
some good-ass movies, man.
yeah, and does that take away from the performances of the actors or the quality of the special effects or the sound design or anything like that?
No.
Like, no, they deserve to have their,
And I mean, look
have
at
their
Rosemary's
scene.
Baby, man.
yeah.
That's still a classic, but the director slept with a little kid, so, I mean...
And let's be honest. I mean, especially when it comes to Roman Polanski, even The Victim is like, just forget about it. It doesn't it's done with.
Yeah.
But people keep harping on about it,
Well, the thing is with this not Victor Crawley, Victor Salva,
Yeah.
the kid is the one that usually is the one creating the trouble, though, because when Clown House got released on DVD,
Yeah.
that kid was protesting and stuff. So the reason MGM or whatever took that off of shelves is because of the kid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it,
Yeah.
I mean, especially in that situation, I definitely get it.
I may be the minority thinking this, but my thing with it is it's Hollywood. I mean, everyone kind of knows what they're getting themselves into when you go the Hollywood route. I mean, you got Corey Haim and Corey Feldman saying they were raped. I mean, Clown House came out in the 80s, man. I mean, if I was a parent putting my kid in movies like Macaulay Culkin and stuff, you already know what's going to happen. I mean...
Yeah. You're not gonna come out unscathed, I don't think,
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why every child star, this is all I'm going to say, there's a reason why every child star goes down the tubes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're all strung out on drugs. There's just, I don't know, man. It's it bothers me when all these people freak out on Victor Salva, but there's so much other stuff crazy happening out there in Hollywood, like...
Yeah.
How many times do I got to hear about this kid in Victor Salva, but nobody talks about Corey Haim getting raped,
Yeah. I don't know. And I mean, it's the sort of thing I could totally understand everything if he was like making a movie about like raping children. I would get that, like definitely protest that, keep it out of everything,
This is a universally loved franchise at this point.
Yeah. You know what? Just I don't know. Take some of the profits of it and give it to like a charity for helping.
Charity or something. I don't know.
I mean, make some good out of it. Don't just shelve it.
Yeah. And this, are you gonna see it though? The one night it comes out.
If it's on around here, I'm definitely gonna see it.
It should be. It's Fathom Events. They're usually got a theater in every city. Like there's 2 theaters in Sarasota alone that are playing it. So.
Yeah, I
coming
definitely
up soon,
hope it does.
September 26th.
That's cool.
It's 5 days away.
Yeah, I'll have to check. If it's around here, I think I'll definitely go see it because I loved the first 2.
Yeah, me too. And now that I'm thinking about it, I was going to say 26. Yeah, never mind. I was going to say we should have done an episode before then, but just timing-wise, I don't think it'd work out.
It'd be a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we still got one more episode for Stephen King.
Yeah.
I assume we're going to do Cat's Eye and something else.
Yeah, definitely.
But regardless, all right, so let's move on to releases. Oh, you have some news stuff too.
Yeah, I got a few news things. NECA Toys have acquired the rights to It, the new It movie.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to be getting some, Pennywise figures and stuff.
Oh, I'm definitely going to get one.
So am I, definitely. I mean, NECA kind of hit it out of the park, quality-wise.
They're my favorite toy company in general.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty cool to see them turn Pennywise into plastic.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get It memorabilia, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Also, on It News, It is now officially like the top earner for a horror movie.
Well, they said after, I read The Exorcist was the top grossing R-rated horror movie for 44 years straight, and It finally knocked that down.
Yeah.
So It is now the highest grossing rated R horror movie of all time.
Yeah. Couple more It things. The director said that the Blu-ray is going to have an extended cut.
I'm excited, man.
15 extra minutes.
Yeah, dude. Did you hear what they think one of the scenes is going to be?
Is it that one where in the past, like the...
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård said they shot a scene where it's Pennywise in like the 1600s or something.
Yeah,
I hope that's in there, man.
Yeah, and apparently also the alternate ending as well.
Oh.
Apparently they have a thing where it's like Bill and Pennywise, like it's like a one-on-one type confrontation before before they all get to the end.
Wow.
I don't want to go into spoiler
I'm
part.
excited for
Anyone
that
hasn't seen.
Blu-ray, man.
So I've already got it pre-ordered.
Oh, really?
Yep.
See, stuff like that I don't pre-order. Like
Yeah.
stuff like from Scream Factory or Arrow maybe, but something that I know is going to be in every single store.
Yeah, I just, I
Show
really like
support,
it.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay, a couple other things. Amityville: The Awakening has got a release date.
Not excited at all.
Yeah, apparently, let's see here.
I was excited about 3 years ago when it first got announced.
Yeah, apparently this is actually kind of interesting. It's going to be released, just waiting for this site to open, come on. And it's pretty soon. I mean, the film will debut exclusively for free on a limited time on Google Play, starting up October 12th.
So they're going the same route as Leatherface, pretty much.
Sort of, but then it's also going to get select theaters on October 28th.
I'm going to see it just because I like Amityville stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be okay. Who knows?
I thought
Also,
the Amityville remake was one of the best remakes of all time.
it was pretty damn good, yeah. Also in Amityville news, they're apparently quietly filming another Amityville movie, and it's going to be about the DeFeo murders.
Yeah, I heard that. That could be pretty cool.
And apparently, it's a good chunk of it's already filmed, and it's like ready to go.
Yeah, that's good. I'm getting tired of hearing about the Lutz family.
I know they're a bit kind of done.
Wouldn't it be perfect though if Rob Zombie directed it or something? I feel like he'd be perfect for the DeFeo type scene.
Yeah, he would. I think
that
would
grimy
be awesome.
70s.
Yeah, that would definitely work. A couple more things. We got those new releases from Universal, I think it is, with like the Dia de los Muertos type covers.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them are being released as posters.
I don't know.
I think it's kind of neat because some of them look good. Like the Black Swan one looks good. The Jennifer's Body one looks good.
I'm always down for people releasing posters. I'm a huge poster fan.
Yeah. And a couple other things. We got the Blood Feast remake is getting an R rating for strong sadistic violence.
A remake of the H.G. Lewis movie?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard nothing about this.
Yeah, apparently they're remaking it. It gets an R rating for strong sadistic violence.
Well, that's good because it was the first gore film.
Yeah.
Is this like a theatrical thing, or this has got to be a straight-to-video type thing?
I would assume it's straight-to-video.
I can't imagine Blood Feast getting a theatrical.
It would be cool if it did.
Oh, I'd be hyped, man.
Yeah.
I love H.G. Lewis, man.
Yeah, he's got some skills. He really does,
Have you seen any of his movies, or no?
I've seen, like the Blood
you got
trilogy.
that trilogy, don't you, on Blu-ray?
Yeah, so Color Me Blood Red, Blood Feast, and 2000 Maniacs.
I love 2000 Maniacs.
That's awesome. It really is.
Dude, one of these days, man, you got to get that set. You're going to end up missing out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do. I need to pick that up.
It's pricey.
It's cool.
But like I said, Grindhouse Video has it for $124, and they'll ship it to Canada.
That's pretty reasonable, honestly.
And it's the sexiest box set in my whole collection.
Yeah, it looks like a cereal box, doesn't it?
It's huge, dude. It's heavy too, man.
That's
because
cool.
The inside, it's the exact size of a cereal box. The inside are 2 books, and you open up like 2 big hardcover books, and you open up the hardcover book, and there'll be the poster art on the left side, and then on the right side will be the Blu-ray and the DVD. You flip that page, the poster art for the next movie, the Blu-ray, then the DVD. And like the first book is separated from like 1960 something to 1970, and then the second book is like 1970 to his death date, and then the last page is like a documentary, and it's cool.
That's pretty damn cool. Just got 4 more pieces of news. The director of the movie Creep.
Love that movie, man.
Yeah, he's making a horror haunted house horror movie called The Banishing.
I'm down for it. The Creep was one of
Yeah.
my favorite movies of that year it came out.
Yeah.
You've seen it, right?
I've
Beach
seen
Buzz
it.
and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that dude was definitely a creep, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard they're making a second one too.
I've heard that as well. I'm not
I
sure
think we
whether it's
covered
the
it in one of
same.
our last
I think so, yeah.
episodes.
I don't know if it's the same director or not, but it could definitely work. Okay, next up we got Unearthed Films is going to be releasing The Unnameable.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I've wanted like hell a DVD release of that for years.
Yeah, I remember
You know?
I could picture the cover art vividly, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. I saw it a long, long time ago, and I remember I loved it.
Yeah.
And well, it's Lovecraft, right? So I mean, of course, I'm gonna love it.
Have you noticed Lovecraft is getting tons of love now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, people are realizing his stuff's good,
Yeah, definitely.
and I don't know, maybe there's something just about like his writing or whatever that just kind of fits
Yeah, and
with
it's almost like
today's.
it's something needs to be jump started because have you noticed right when like Bride of Reanimator and Reanimator
Yeah.
got Blu-ray releases, now all of a sudden the Resurrected and a couple other ones are now released, and
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
just
I
waiting
mean,
for Necronomicon, man.
I know that's taken forever. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that one.
I don't know. I think if anyone's going to release that, it's going to be Vestron because I think that's
Probably.
owned by Lionsgate.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, just two more pieces of news. We got they're going to be doing some Blu-rays coming out from MVD Rewind Collection. It's called.
Oh yeah, I got that written down too.
Yeah, and they're going to be very limited. I think they're limited to 2,000 apiece.
What do you
And
think of the titles they announced so far?
well, yeah, I love Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, and the second one's out on Blu-ray, so
Yeah, and I I think it's going to be. I think they're going to do well. I don't know how well just the limited release is going to be.
no, trust me, it's going to do well. When companies say limited,
Yeah.
people buy them, dude. Like those Vestron titles sold like
Yeah,
hotcakes, man.
they jump on them. I mean,
If they number them, that's a guaranteed way to get your stuff sold. Just put a number on them.
Apparently they're going to be 2,000 of each one. So, and apparently they're going to be like kind of like top of the line, limited edition type things.
Yeah, I don't know about top of the line though, because MVD they
I know.
release a lot of low budget stuff, man. Like
Exactly that. So it's kind of a little strange.
yeah, they
But
released
apparently,
Child Eater and stuff like that.
yeah. What they're saying though is apparently they want to. I guess maybe this is their attempt to like up their game.
They need to
And
because
try
that's
to
what
get
every
in.
company's doing.
Yeah, they're trying to get into like Criterion level type releases and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I think it's good. I'm down for any company doing that.
yeah,
Like this past year, a lot of companies have come out the woodwork, man.
oh yeah,
Like
and I
that
mean,
AGFA and Something Weird put out. They have their label now.
yeah, I'm totally up for it. The more stuff that comes out, the better.
Yeah, I think they've only announced 2 though, and I'm not excited for either of them. But I'm excited for the label. Like I think their first release is that DOA, the punk documentary.
See, I want to see that.
Yeah, I'm imagining it's going to be like a rougher version of the decline of Western civilization.
Probably, yeah.
And Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, I'm not excited for either. I mean, I get the hype, but I don't care about it.
I love it. I think it's a hilarious movie, but there is talk about they don't know which cut is going to be on the movie because there's two cuts of it. One that was originally in theaters or whatever, and then the one they did on video. And the one they did on video has like extra like sound effects and everything added, and people seem to think it didn't ruin the movie, but it took a lot of what was good about the original release and kind of threw it out the window.
Well, straight up, if MVD Rewind wants to make a big mark and compete with Criterion and all that, they need to make it the original uncut version, Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
It needs to be the original version.
Yeah. And just got two more pieces of news. We got, apparently, it's been announced we're going to get a new Friday the 13th in 2020. If it'll happen or not, I don't know.
I made a vow to not even put any stock into Friday the 13th news.
Yeah, I'm
How
going to
many
wait.
years have we been hearing about that, man? Like 5
Yeah,
years?
exactly.
Remember it was going to be a found footage movie, then it was going to take place in winter, and then, I'm so done hearing news about that. And Halloween, too.
Well, the next part of news is Halloween, which is coming out next year.
Yeah.
And has Jamie Lee Curtis renewing her role as Laurie Strode.
Wearing the same outfit and everything.
Apparently, yeah. And apparently she's going to follow parts 1 and 2.
Let me ask you, what do you have more, what do you think has a more serious chance of getting made? Friday the 13th or this new Halloween?
Well, from what I know, Halloween's already in pre-production.
Okay. What's his name still part of it? That comedian?
I
don't. That guy's name?
I don't know. I know Blumhouse are doing it.
Yeah, I think the writer of it though is that comedian from Eastbound and Down, and the guy from oh my god, he was in all the Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Danny McBride, that was his name.
He might still be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Supposedly John Carpenter's coming back to do the music, possibly.
Yeah, I think he's producing as well. I'm not sure. Here we go. Come on, open up. Here we go.
Have you noticed, though, both of those things got announced right after the success of It, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay, here we go. So, Gordon Green, it looks to be the person directing it.
Never heard of him.
David Gordon Green. Carpenter's going to executive produce the film.
Does it say McBride's writing?
I don't... Gordon Green and McBride will also executive produce. I don't know.
I think McBride's writing it.
The film was written by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride.
Yeah.
And
that means
John
there's probably going to be some humor in this too, then.
Well, I'm down with that. I mean, it works, right?
Yeah. I love you know what? In the Halloween thing, it was always funny to me seeing Joseph Gordon-Levitt in H2O.
Oh, I loved his death scene.
I know, I did too. But when I first saw that, I had no idea who he was at all.
No, I knew him from the show, from Third Rock from the Sun. I saw it and I was like, holy shit, Third Rock guy.
Yeah. See, I hadn't seen that show before that either, so.
Yeah. I always remember I went and saw Halloween H2O in the theaters, and I saw it with my grandfather.
Yeah.
And we're in there, and you know that part where that girl goes to get some food or whatever, and Michael Myers ends up sticking her on a light somehow? She's hanging from a light fixture or something.
This is an H2O?
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, well, it's a sort of scene. Then someone comes looking for her, and there's blood on the floor, and they said, "What's this?" I kid you not, someone in the theater screamed out, "It's Kool-Aid!" And honestly, the entire theater just started laughing.
Wow.
And it was just one of those moments, that you get in the theater, and you're just like, man, someone just had perfect timing right there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about theater people, man, when we get to this It segment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's was that your final thing of news?
Yeah, that's it for news.
Yeah, I'm hoping they actually happen because of the success of It.
Yeah, so do I. I mean,
hopefully they just start pumping out more rated R good horror movies,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it shows there's a market for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But let's now I'm down to releases.
Yep.
And I had written down the MVD Rewind too, but we just covered that. So Vestron's next release is Slaughter High.
Yeah.
See, you're not getting those Vestrons though because they're so expensive.
They're
Here.
just so insanely expensive. I
Yeah, you
mean,
sent me a picture of the gate, and they wanted what, like $50 for it?
$67.
Oh my god,
And I
dude.
was like, I get it. It's like a limited kind of type release. People are fans of it.
It's not even limited though. The
Yeah,
slip cover's limited. That's it.
yeah, I am not paying that for that movie.
Yeah, man. Especially down here, you can get it for 20.
Yeah,
Vestrons don't really go below 20 in America either, though. So it's
yeah,
not like they're dirt cheap here, but they're
yeah, but
definitely
they're
not
certainly more
60 some.
reasonable. Yeah, I mean, it. I guess it's just because they're considered imports
Yeah.
up here,
The
so people
imaginary
think,
line that it gets
yeah,
shipped over all of a sudden bumps it up to $50.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone somewhere in Canada knows of a place that sells them at reasonable prices. If you do, please leave a comment in the description below. I would genuinely like to know.
It would have,
But
I'm curious though because Moods, he
mm,
gets all the Vestron titles, and I know for sure he ain't paying $67 for it.
yeah,
So
um,
I'll have to ask him, or we'll have to find out how he gets them.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, then again, Moods gets a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, I
He's
know
got he's got
companies
like
send him movies, but
yeah, he's got like museum level collections.
yeah, man.
They're like enormous. I mean, I think he actually has like a room just of movies.
Yeah, have you seen the YouTube video, the Twerk or Room Collection?
Oh yeah, I mean each episode is like half an hour long, and there's like he's done like 7 of them recently, and there's probably another 10 or 15 to go.
Yeah, man.
you know, um,
One day I'll be there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I got a decent sized collection, but mine pales in comparison to his.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. And Moods is one of my favorite YouTubers. So I don't want to
Yeah,
sound like I'm talking bad about him or whatever.
yeah,
But with
exactly.
my collection, man, I'm all about the all killer, no filler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like
I
with
mean, like,
Moods has a giant collection, but there's
yeah,
also probably a lot of shit in that collection too. You know?
could be, could be. I mean, I know sometimes like you see his videos and like he'll bring something out and he's like, well, I got that on Blu-ray. Like why do I still have this version?
Yeah, then just throw it to the side.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna get rid of that or whatever. To each their own.
Yeah. There's a
If you
lot of
can,
people that everything they pick up they got to keep. You know what I mean? Like even if it's like a budget movie that you know you're
yeah,
never gonna see again, a lot of people got to hold on to it. Where I don't like if if it's from a company I like Severin, and I
yeah,
paid $20 for a Blu-ray and I don't like it, I'm still gonna hold on to it.
yeah,
But that drives me insane. Is if I'm looking at a shelf of movies and
mm,
5 of them are awesome, and then there's like 10 in a row that suck. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So, like, one of the most revealing videos I've ever seen on YouTube as far as collections go
Hmm.
was there was a video 8 the Chosen One did,
Oh yeah,
and there was a video of his collection that he scaled down and actually got rid
yeah.
of some stuff.
I remember
And
that
the
video.
way
That
he
was
was talking about it, like, you could reach for any title on the shelf, pull it out, and it's going to be a classic.
yeah,
Like, that was a life-changing video for me, because I was just like, yeah, I need my collection all killer, no filler.
yeah. I mean, it it's this sort of thing. I think it's like a trap that movie fans fall into. Of just literally keeping everything.
Yeah.
I
Because
find,
it's painful to get rid of stuff, I mean.
especially if you've paid a good amount of money for it.
Yeah.
What I find is good though is it's good if you like say you have like a copy of, I don't know, like say you have a copy of Jaws, and then
Yeah.
you have like a DVD copy as well, and you keep a hold of it. Then someone tells you all of a sudden, you're like, I've never seen that movie. And
You give it to 'em.
at first, after you slap them in the face for having never seen Jaws, then you give them the DVD and you're like, here, spread the love.
Yeah.
I find it's good for stuff like that.
Yeah, there's certain movies I'll keep every copy. Like I have a VHS, I have a DVD and a Blu-ray. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll always hold on to them.
Oh yeah, well, it's the sort of thing. I'm the same with The Wicker Man.
Oh yeah.
I had that that wood box of that.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I still have it. I mean, I have the Blu-ray from Britain, the extended cut or whatever, and I love it. It's a great movie, but I'm not going to get rid of the wood box
And you probably
because
have every copy of The Wicker Tree, too?
I just got the one of that.
I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah, because that's kind of iffy.
But this next title is, wow, this isn't happening for like another month or two. They're saying these are January's releases.
Mm-hmm.
But see, Slaughter High is coming out this month, and then they're taking a few months off, and then they're saying January, more H.P. Lovecraft news. I'm so hyped for this. Dagon.
They're releasing Dagon?
Yeah, Vestra Lionsgate releasing Dagon and Beyond Reanimator. So they're finishing off. So now every Reanimator will be on Blu-ray, too.
I'm buying both of them.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I know they're going to cost me, but,
There's so much Lovecraft stuff being released. Necronomicon has to happen soon, man.
It has to.
That's like the only one that's not released
Yeah.
yet. That's the one I'm most excited for. Because that and The Resurrected were the only two I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But
Resurrected is great.
I'm hyped for Dagon, man. I love that movie.
So do I. And I mean, I know they have a Blu-ray from, I think it's Germany have a Blu-ray.
Of what, Dagon?
Of Dagon, yeah. But the only problem with it is, that the crazy old man?
Yeah.
The one who gets his face taken off?
Yeah.
I can never understand a word that comes out of his mouth. So whenever he's talking, I like to have subtitles on.
Yeah, and I know I put subtitles on all my movies, anyways.
Yeah, it's just a good way to do it, I think. But the German Blu-ray doesn't have any English subs, so I'd never be able to understand a word that he said.
Yeah, well, this Lionsgate release will have subs for sure.
Definitely.
And
So
Warner Archives. They got 2 titles coming out I'm kind of excited for. Innocent Blood, fully uncut. I think we mentioned that last episode, but...
Yeah,
I'm
definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, and then did you hear they're releasing Night School on Blu-ray?
That's cool.
And I've never seen Night School, actually. And I was going to pick up because Amazon had like a burn-on-demand version of it on DVD. So it was like $20. But now that Warner Archives is releasing the Blu-ray, I'll obviously get that.
Yeah.
And then Twin Peaks 3rd season is getting released soon.
Yep.
They announced the cover art and everything. Are you going to pick it up or nah?
I will when it gets to be like a value title.
Well, I'm sure, though... Well, if this is released near... Hold on. Dang. All right. If this gets released near November, though, it'll be on Black Friday sale for sure.
Yeah, so if it's a low price, I'll pick it up. I mean, I haven't heard good things.
Dude, it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I just finished the finale 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Bro, it's awful, man.
Yeah. I haven't heard good stuff. So, my hopes aren't high. But, if I can find it cheap, I'll pick it up,
Just to be a completist, yeah, the ending was terrible, man. Like, it leaves everything up in the air just like the original series did. I assume you've seen the whole original series.
Yeah.
Well, it leaves it all up in the air like that, but it's not nearly as entertaining as an ending. It more leaves you like, what the fuck was that? And then it's kind of like, they've already confirmed they're not putting any more seasons up. Like, Showtime's not doing it. It failed hard. So it's like, why are you, like, why would you leave it up in the air again so we can wait another 27 years to... I'm so done with Twin Peaks, man. Like, that was... the season almost felt like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like we're going to be weird just for the sake of being weird, to where it was aggravating, man.
Yeah, what I find with Twin Peaks is if you really enjoy Twin Peaks, what you need to do is you need to...
dedicate a whole year to it. Watching it over and over again.
Well, do that. And then play the video game Deadly Premonition.
Oh, yeah. I haven't played that, but is that like Twin Peaks?
It is. It's so like Twin Peaks, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
I got that feeling. I mean, I hadn't watched Twin Peaks at the time when I played it originally, and I got but I knew of Twin Peaks, and I'd seen a few episodes. I remember playing the game, and I was like, yeah, this is like Twin Peaks.
Wow. Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
a
have to
pretty
play it.
fun
I
game.
remember that was for 360, right?
It's for the 360, the PS3.
I meant like that generation of systems,
Yeah,
though.
it was
Yeah.
for like last gen, if you will.
Yeah, there's a lot of horror games, man, that came out for that gen that I never played. Like, that was brought up to me. There was another one, Alan Wake was brought up to
Alan
me.
Wake was magnificent.
And then there's one I always wanted to play because I like the OG games, but I heard it's shitty, and that's Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, I tell you what, shitty doesn't even come close to describing it.
The original ones were so good, man.
Yeah, this was just so bad.
Wow.
I mean, seriously, I played about maybe 15 minutes of it, took it out and put it on my shelf, and never touched it since.
Yeah, see, with video games, I can't listen to reviews because Resident Evil 6 was shit on so bad. And I actually kind of enjoyed Resident Evil 6, man.
I liked parts of Resident Evil 6.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it was
liked,
too, like, button. I don't like the whole QuickTime events every
I
2
hate
seconds.
QuickTime events, yeah. I liked the Leon campaign, though.
Yeah, where it felt more like Part 4.
Yeah, and where it felt like, like
Old
there were
school
zombies,
survival.
And
then the 2 other campaigns felt just like Resident Evil 5.
Exactly. They were just kind of meh,
Yeah.
nothing special.
Yeah, man. But yeah, dude, horror games have becoming like a lot better now, man. You got Outlast, and just a ton of them, dude. Like, have you played Outlast 2 yet?
Not yet.
Dude, have you
I've been
seen
meaning
like
to. I've seen
video
some.
of it?
Yeah.
Like a cult and everything, dude. It looks
Yeah.
badass, man.
I love the level of horror that they're going to.
It almost seems like too much, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there's like watching playthroughs of people. You know that first scene that they kept playing where you go to that rundown? It's like a little town of shacks.
Yeah.
It was like the cult thing. And you're knocking on doors and stuff, dude. It's intense, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's this sort of thing. It proves that video games are a genuine form of storytelling.
Yeah, well, put it this way, man. Like, if I put on a movie in pitch black, I'm kicking back. I'm not, it don't bother me at all. I'm enjoying it, but
Yeah.
if I put on, like, for example, if I was to just put on Outlast 2 right now, not playing it at all, I
Yeah.
put headphones on, turn the room pitch black, my heart's thumping a little bit just because like, horror video games to me are more intense to me than horror movies,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just the sound, it's always the sound design that does it, too.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, hell, I remember the original Resident Evil. Playing that and you'd hear, like, the dog footsteps.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that would creep you out. I mean, you'd be in a place and dogs couldn't get to you, but you could still hear them, and you were like, ugh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Some interesting stuff, definitely.
But this last release I got, it's not even confirmed yet, but it kind of is. Arrow. You liked Arrow on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So did you see that teaser they put out of The Crown? Kind of like a guess our next release. Here's a hint, and they put out like a jewel crown.
I think I saw that, yeah.
Well, that was their hint or whatever. People are guessing prom night and the loved ones and stuff like that. But the distributor who puts out Arrow's releases, something was released to where they had a copyright or something for Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou. So it's pretty much confirmed. Like, we'll find out the next day or two what Arrow says, but it's pretty much leaked that Arrow's going to be releasing Prom Night 2 on Blu-ray.
I love Prom Night 2.
I know, man. And it's funny, on my shelf I have all the prom nights, but Prom Night 2, I can't find a legit release of it. So I have, like, those Walmart bin 10-packs?
Yeah.
Where they'll have Prom Night and Prom Night 2 on it?
Yeah.
I got one of those, so on my shelf, like, the spine says Prom Night, then one spine says 10 movies, then Prom Night 3 and 4, then the remake.
Yeah.
So I just want to fill that space with the actual Prom Night 2 spine.
And I love Prom Night 2, honestly. It always has been That and 3 are my two favorite in the series. You know,
You didn't like 4, man? Deliver Us from Evil?
4 was okay.
That's my favorite one, just because it wasn't even a prom movie.
I think that's why I kind of...
It was like a priest killing people, remember?
Yeah, I think that's why I kind of like, forget about it almost,
Yeah, that was the most memorable one to me, just because it had nothing. The third one I remember, that was one with the girl comes back from the... Oh, yeah, Hello Mary, the Mary Lou. She's like
Yeah.
obsessed with the dude or something, remember? And he's getting
Yeah.
blamed for the deaths and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember now.
Fun stuff. It really is, The remake almost could have been good.
God, I hate that remake, man. It's just so pointless. There's no kills that are good. It's just like a tamed down version of the original.
Oh, and what really pisses me off about it, though, they have the nerve to put on the Blu-ray and the DVD, unrated edition.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like hell it is. Like, this is like...
PG-13.
Hell, if anything, it's under PG-13. I think it's like a PG movie now.
Yeah, it's something like Nickelodeon could have played on a Friday night,
Yeah. It's not good at all.
Yeah, man.
There was potential there. I think had it been named anything other than Prom Night, you name it Prom Night, it gets people thinking of the originals.
Yeah, definitely.
If they'd named it something else completely, like, Stalker or something, it probably would have done better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now we're done with releases. We're moving on to the It portion of the reviews here. Now, for this episode, I was thinking, let's not, how we usually do the movie we'd recommend and, movie we'd fix, all that. Let's leave that out for this episode, because let's focus the rest of the episode solely on It.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I mean, we could pretty much say the movie we'd recommend for this episode is It.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with It, the 1990 miniseries.
Yep.
I'm just going to start off with saying it's one of my favorite movies of all time, man.
Yeah, me too.
If someone was like, you're going on a desert island, you can only take 3 movies with you.
Yeah,
this is going to be one of them.
This is going to be one of them, yeah.
So what's your overall opinion just on the movie in general?
I've always liked it. Now, I'm sure some of this is nostalgia.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it when it first came on TV and just completely loving it.
Yeah.
And what I always find with it, though, is the stuff set in the 50s is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I wrote down I love the 50s feel.
The stuff in the 90s, it's just so much weaker.
It is, but there's still some memorable scenes in that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, if you were to say to someone, scale of 1 to 10, here's the 50s part. You may give it like a 8 or a 9 or whatever. And then if you just showed them the 90s part, they'd probably be like, that's like a 6.
Yeah.
It's just the first half is just so much better than the second. I don't know. Maybe it's just Stephen King writes kids really well.
Yeah. Let's break this out. There's so much to this movie that we gotta break this down in sections. So let's get the cast of kids out of the way.
Yeah.
We'll start off with the cast of kids in the 50s and the cast of adults in the 90s.
Yeah.
So let's run down the list. What did you think of I don't remember the guy's name, but the actor playing Bill, the kid?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, the character was pretty relatable.
Yeah.
You understood where he was coming from, why he was wanting to go after it and everything. And I think you bought, like, the fear at times.
Yeah.
All in all, I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I've always liked him too. He was definitely someone that was around in the 90s, Obviously nostalgia, this is what I think of when I think of that Bill Denborough.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever saw Stepfather 2, but he was also the kid in that.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw that years ago.
Yeah, you know the sad news about that actor, right?
No.
I think in 2002 or 2003 he hung himself.
Oh man.
Yeah, because
That's a
his
shame.
career was going down the tubes. He played in some movie, and they cut his scenes down to like seconds. So he actually hung himself after that movie. But
Yeah, that's a you know
yeah,
that's kind of rough, you know.
yeah. But I like his acting. I believed he was a stuttering kid, back then.
Yeah,
It was pretty good acting. Everything was believable. I felt his concern for his younger brother and all that.
yeah, it seemed like genuine.
Yeah. Although there are some scenes though where he turns around and he's like whining or something though that I don't like.
Yeah,
Let's go to the next kid. There's Ben.
I thought that was some really good casting.
Yeah, I think the kid who plays Ben, he was my favorite, well, second favorite out of the whole group of kids.
Yeah,
He seemed the most relatable to me. A, because I was always
Yeah.
a heavy kid, and B, it was just, I don't know, if I was to chill with any of them from that group, he'd be it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. He just seemed like, he seemed like a nice guy.
Bill and Eddie
Yeah.
are building a dam while Ben's out there trying to get pussy. I'm chilling with Ben, you know what I mean? I ain't out there
Yeah.
building no dam.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but
Oh man.
there's that scene that always angered me too. Remember when his cousin's like, "Oh, what you writing?" He
Oh,
grabs
that
it.
douchebag. Yeah.
I can't. And then the whole mom, you gotta go apologize to him. Like, if
Yeah.
Dad wasn't here, he wouldn't let him treat us like. There's one thing
Yeah.
I gotta mention before about this movie too is like the drama in it, just the way. I don't know,
Yeah.
it almost feels like a soap opera, but I think that's just a product of '90s made for TV.
Probably. Yeah.
But I like that. I like the kid who played Ben.
I think. Yeah, he was really solid.
Now let's go through him. Stan, the Jew,
Yeah.
who don't really have much of a part. He's kind of in it just to be like the pussy of the group, kind of.
Yeah.
He's actually the smarter one, to be honest, out of all of them.
Yeah, he is. He's the one kind of like, yeah, let's not do
Yeah.
that.
But they don't really
Yeah.
give him much to work with at all.
Not really. I mean, he's honestly, I don't want to say left out, but he's just kind of like there.
Exactly. I think I mean, you've read the book. Does he have a huge
Yeah.
part in the book, or is it
He has
kind
a
of like this?
he has a good sized chunk in the book. It's more than is in the miniseries.
Yeah.
But excuse me. I don't know. He's kind of like think of it this way: if he was like part of your hand,
Yeah.
he would be the pinky finger. It helps to have it there, but you don't really need it.
Yeah.
He's there. He's helpful. He's,
Yeah. He's just kind of there, I
Yeah.
think, to service the beginning of the second part. I
Yeah.
always looked at it just because I know the movie, and he was always memorable because he dies.
yeah, yeah.
But now the next person, what is there? Eddie. I gotta say, I love the kid who plays Eddie in the original a lot more than the kid in the remake.
I know what you mean.
But we'll get more into the remake at that point. But
Yeah.
the kid who plays Eddie in this one, I don't think you could have picked a perfect role. The kid looked like a cancer kid,
Yeah, he did.
Like,
And I
that's
mean,
the scrawniest kid I've ever seen, and he played a paranoid kind of thing well.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, what makes it kind of like funny also is though he looked like the most 50s, if you will.
Yeah, he looked, just like he would have.
He had that look like of someone like even if you'd put him in modern clothes, he would have still looked like someone from the 50s.
Yeah, that kid, I heard he stopped acting after this movie, and he runs like a bar now.
Oh, well, hey, good for him.
Yeah.
If you know where the bar is, please go in and
Yeah.
buy a beer.
But I think they couldn't have picked a better person for Eddie in this. And
Yeah.
his personality here too, he had no humor. And I like that
Yeah.
about him, just because I couldn't picture the kid being funny in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas, like, we'll get to Eddie in the remake, but I keep wanting to compare him so bad.
So do I.
But what's the next one? Richie, Seth Green.
I this is kind of interesting because, he's supposed to be like the funny one.
And he's not funny at all in it.
He's not particularly funny in the original miniseries. I mean, he's got his one-liner type things, but they're not overly funny.
I know. You know what I love too is in the thing he's like, Richie Tozier's the name, and voices are my game, or whatever.
Yeah, and
he doesn't do a single voice in it.
No, he has that one like a British voice for a second.
Oh.
Where he's like chip chip cheerio or whatever, and he says it once and that's it.
Yeah. And then when we get to him when he's older, his jokes on the TV screen, remember everyone's cracking up, but they're the dumbest jokes I've ever seen. Anyways.
Yeah.
And then now we're moving on to not Annette O'Toole, Elizabeth Perkins or Emily Perkins or God, what the hell, Beverly.
Yeah. I thought she worked as a character. I found her, I don't know.
Did you like her performance as her?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was nothing to write home about. But she was memorable as the character.
Yeah. I've always had kind of a mini crush on her, man.
Yeah.
You know that, and there was she was in Ginger Snaps and other stuff. But dude, have you seen her what she looks like now?
No.
She's super hot now, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but her in general though, in Ginger Snaps, she seems like the kind of girl I would have chilled with in high school and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not popular, just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I liked her performance better, and I'm going to compare it to the remake and best. No, I'll just wait. But it's hard, man. But
yeah, I know.
I really do like the Beverly Marsh in this version.
Oh yeah, I mean, she feels like a character from the 50s.
Yeah.
And it works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to go on to my favorite character in the whole original series. I like the original Mike. There's something about him.
Well, the thing is, again, I don't want to compare to the new one just yet, but he's much more proactive.
Oh yeah.
I got
he
some stuff knows
to say how they
things.
treated Mike. They did Mike dirty in the remake, man.
Yeah. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, they did him wrong. But I always liked this kid. Just the whole vibe about him. He had just something more memorable. Just the look and everything.
Yeah. The thing is with him, it's also though he felt like a kid. He didn't feel like a child actor.
Yeah.
He felt like this is just what he's like. If you'd met him on the street or whatever, he would have been the same type of person.
Yeah.
That's the feeling you got.
Definitely. So we got the cast of kids out of the. Well, there's one more, I guess. Georgie. I gotta say, I love the original Georgie, man. Just
so do
I think I've seen him so many times.
Well, and the thing is, he's just like a cute little kid,
Yeah.
He's just you're like, aw.
Yeah, definitely.
He's gonna get his arm ripped off. You're like, aw.
Look the way he responds, Bill's like, be careful, or Mom will have a cow, or whatever, and he's like, sure, Bill.
Yeah, I know. he was good. I liked the kid that played Georgie.
Yeah. So now that we got the cast of the first part of the original out of the way, let's go on to some key scenes in the original part before we move on to the 90s.
Yeah.
So the opening scene in general with the chick on the bike. And
yeah, I love it.
Before we go into the scenes, actually, let's get Pennywise out of the way. Tim Curry.
Oh yeah.
Dude, perfect. 10 out of 10 performance, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I give props to Bill Skarsgård and all that, but this is the definitive Pennywise to me. I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's the sort of thing, when I was reading the book, I was picturing Tim Curry as Pennywise whenever.
And did it work good doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just he is Pennywise.
Yeah. Just
You
the way
know?
he talks. I love the way he talks and everything. The way he dresses.
Yeah, he feels like I've said this before, like if there would be like a carnival in town,
Yeah.
he would have looked 100% fine in a carnival,
Yeah.
you know, where I have to compare to the new one to do this, where the new one is, even if there was a carnival in town, you'd still be kind of creeped out by the new Pennywise.
Yeah. And Tim Curry doesn't have that sinister
No,
feel that Bill
he's
Skarsgård.
more,
It's more jokey.
yeah, yeah. You know, I think it works, especially for the time when it came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have worked if they'd used it now. You know,
Like if they used
if
his
they
performance
used,
in today's movie.
yeah, like that type of Pennywise. I don't know whether it would have worked nowadays. Where in the '90s it worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to
No?
think about that.
Yeah, the thing is, because the thing is, I always found, I never found Tim Curry's Pennywise overly scary
No.
or
I mean, if
overly
I saw him on the
threatening.
street in real life, I'd be a little
Yeah,
freaked out.
you'd be a little creeped out, but that's kind of the thing. You see a clown anywhere, you're kind of creeped out a little bit.
Yeah, the
Um,
thing with Tim Curry, I would put it is he's more approachable. Like you could
yeah,
walk up and I could still stand there and look at him and be like, "Well, I can knock this dude out," and it's
yeah,
whatever. I'll go up to them. But the new Pennywise, I wouldn't even walk up to
no,
him. You know what I mean?
you
I'd look at him and
you
be like,
see
"Dude,
that
dude's
thing, you're
gonna
like,
fuck
nope,
me up."
yeah, I'm crossing the street, I'm leaving you over there. Go away, shoo,
Yeah.
shoo.
Where I could picture myself running after Tim Curry's version, and
Yeah,
beating the shit out of him. But dude, Bill
yeah.
Skarsgård's version, I wouldn't even go near.
No, no. they're very different takes on the character.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
what else it is too is Tim Curry's version is more human, where
Oh
he
yeah,
doesn't look like a creature at all. Where this new Pennywise, even when he's just standing there, he looks almost like a
something
creature.
looks off.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, yeah, something's just not right. Where with, like I said, with the original, if there'd been like a fair in town or something, and you'd seen him there,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have batted an eyelash.
Yeah.
You'd have been like, okay, yeah, okay, he's a clown at this place. It
Yeah, man.
it
And
wouldn't have been out of place at all.
yeah. And what I love about this Pennywise too is just straight simple. There's no CGI involved with any of it.
That's true.
But let's go on with some of these scenes in this first part here.
Yeah,
Now we're back to the little girl riding the tricycle with Pennywise standing in the laundry lines.
yeah.
One
I
of my
love it.
favorite scenes, man.
I
You hear
love
that?
it.
He's like
Just
you hear the huh? Or he's like a
Yeah.
laugh or whatever.
yeah.
Dude, she looks up and he's waving and he looks all happy.
Yeah, and the part that makes it creepy though is, at first she's all happy.
Yeah. And then the
Oh.
wind blows the thing up and you see him and he looks evil
Oh,
as hell.
yeah, and
And
it's
then
just kind
she
of like,
looks scared.
yeah. And I love the fact that they didn't really show anything.
I know, man. You just see the aftermath of the trike tilted over
Yeah.
and the mom screaming.
Yeah, and it's just like what is she seeing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love
mean-
that scene. It's a perfect opener for a movie.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It set the tone right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like this is what we're going for here. You're not going to get little Bozo the Clown, happy guy or whatever. This is something a bit darker.
Yeah. So then we're introduced to Mike Hamlin,
Yeah,
who he's stayed in the town or whatever. And then
Yep.
I think the first person we're introduced to after that is it flashes to Bill.
yeah,
And I gotta mention, I was jealous as hell that he's married to Olivia Hussey in this thing.
yeah.
I
Well,
love Olivia Hussey, man.
yeah.
Do you realize how aggravating her voice would get, though, after a while?
Oh, in a
Could
heartbeat.
you imagine listening to that 24/7, dude?
Oh
Like,
man,
she's
You need
hot,
like
but hearing that, hell no.
I know you need like a ball gag or something. Just be quiet for a while. Oh man.
She was hot.
I-
I'd still marry her in a heartbeat, though. Like, no
Yeah.
questions asked. Like, if she called me up and was like, will you marry me? Why, yes. Dude, just because of Black Christmas alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
That is just, to make sure you have some earplugs and you'll be fine.
yeah. But, yeah, so his scene, he's a writer. I
Yep.
feel like Stephen King was probably kind of doing himself in this because...
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, and
He likes putting writers in stuff.
Yeah, and when you notice, like, at the bookstore or the library, all his books are out there, and they look like Stephen King-type books, and then...
Oh, definitely.
It
Yeah.
just so happens to be that Bill happens to be writing something for a movie based on one of his books,
Yeah.
and he's pissed at the outcome. It totally sounds like Stephen King.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So I like that, but it flashes back to him in the Georgie scene, the most famous, iconic scene in the whole movie.
Yep.
Of him making the boat and it goes down the drain.
Yep.
Now, let me say, what did you think of the effect of the original scene like that?
I thought it was very effective. It was, again, it was kind of handicapped by the fact it was on television. So
Yeah.
there's only so much you can show.
But did you like that though? That you're looking more at the performance and the voice,
Yeah.
and the acting because they can't show anything.
I found it to be interesting just because they have to work around not being able to show stuff.
Yeah, I just
You
love
know.
the way Tim Curry did that though.
Oh yeah. I mean, his version of Pennywise when he's talking to Georgie in the sewer, you can see why a kid would like not gravitate towards him, but would like let their guard down.
Yeah, and just the way he talks, how he's like, oh yes, Georgie. Just the way he does it, and
Yeah.
do you hear the background info? Like the makeup was bothering his eyes so much, so that's why his eyes are so bloodshot and everything.
I believe it.
Yeah, but
I definitely believe it.
I just love the whole feel of it. I like the fact in the original, when it's raining and he's running down, it's still sunny outside. It's like a sun shower, and that makes it more creepy to me. Is the fact that it's still sunny and this is all going down like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing we kind of have to compare the two.
Yeah.
At this point, because it's literally like night and day.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing. The one thing that kind of takes me out of it a little bit in the miniseries is, it is sunny out.
Yeah.
But there's no one around.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, in the remake, it's dark and everything. You can understand why people aren't out on the streets doing things.
Yeah.
In this, you would have expected someone, maybe like in like a raincoat or whatever, maybe delivering mail or something,
Yeah. We'll get to that remake
Yeah.
sewer scene at that point because there's a lot I want to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my favorite scenes of the remake too.
Oh yeah.
But so we got that. I mean, that's an iconic scene in the original.
Yeah.
That's that. So then the next kid, well, then it flashes back to Bill, and he's standing there like an idiot with his hand over his face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about looking forced as hell, man. Like, does that look natural at all to you to put your hand over your right side of your face and hold it?
No, I mean I get why they did it shot wise.
Yeah.
To tie
I've never seen anybody
together,
do that though.
Me like, oh my god, and it's only that one side of his face. Also, it's like
I've seen people rest their head on it, like on a table or something, chilling.
Yeah.
But to stand there and put your hand, I don't know, man.
I would have preferred it more if he was like maybe like rubbing the side of his face.
Yeah, or rubbing the birthmark he has or something.
Yeah, or something like that. But it's just like, stick your hand on the side of your face. Like I said, I get it to transition from one to the, from the kid actor to the adult actor.
Yeah.
I get it. I get why they did it, but it seemed a bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is the guy. Look, he even has his hand the same way. It's like, yeah, we know that. We're not dumb.
Yeah, that's the trying to say. It's those two people are the same. But
Yeah.
the next character we're introduced to is Ben.
Yep.
And for some reason they call him a porker, and he ain't even really that fat at all.
He isn't. I mean,
he's a little heavy, but not like
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't that fat to me, but
No, he was just like a big guy,
But
you
anyway,
know.
he's the new kid,
And
and
as a big guy, damn it, I can say that.
yeah, me too, man. I'm
Yeah,
big, so it's kind of, it was not insulting, but you're almost like, wow.
yeah, like they're saying like this kid's fat, like he's not
They're
overly
going like
fat.
oink oink at him, and I'm like looking at him like, to me, I feel like you'd have to be a lot more fatter than that to necessitate oink oinks from people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It doesn't really. I don't know. Like the idea in the book, right? Is like is he's quite overweight.
Yeah.
You know, but
Even more so in the remake too. He's
yeah, yeah. But yeah, the kid from the original just looked like a big guy.
yeah,
If anything, he'd be like kind of like I was when I was a kid. I was a big guy, so as a result, people didn't pick on me.
yeah,
Because it was like I could do some damage if I wanted to.
yeah,
That's the feeling you get when you look at the character of Ben in the miniseries. He could do some genuine damage. He's a big guy. He looks to have some strength behind him.
yeah, definitely.
You
So
know. So
that always took me out
yeah,
of it, the fact that they make fun of him for that.
yeah,
But so his whole scene is, it goes through the whole thing of him in school or whatever. Nothing too crazy happens, but
mhm.
his big like encounter with it is he goes. It's like what would you consider it? It's like a drainage thing.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like a
like
lake with like a
yeah. I think that's what they refer to in the book as the dairy standpipe.
yeah,
I think. Um, it's just yeah. It's like kind of like a big. I almost want to say like a lake of sewage.
yeah. It's actually a creepy atmosphere because there's lots of
Very
lilies on the
creepy.
pond
Yeah.
and stuff. But anyways, his whole encounter is the whole, just before you even see what's looking at him, there's just the sound of it. There's like weird sound effects. You
Yeah.
hear, "Hey Ben," or whatever, and you look over, he's in like a Vietnam War outfit waving,
Yeah.
and
And
it
you're like,
looks really weird. And then all of a sudden the buttons are coming on, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden he's Pennywise and he's laughing.
Yeah.
That was
I
chilling back when that first came out. Like that was
Oh,
creepy, man.
definitely. Definitely. I mean, it's the sort of thing. It's a well, also I guess like it's a very childlike horror, isn't it?
Yeah, and it seemed real 50s because that kind of military outfit and stuff
Yeah.
was back then, and
Yeah.
it just added to the whole. That was a creepy scene to me,
It was.
but that was his whole big experience. Out of all the kids' like experiences, would you rank that up there or no?
Yeah, I'd put that probably as one of the top ones. What I noticed though is this is something I was going to bring up like a bit later, but I'll bring it up now. All of the kids have like an individual encounter with Pennywise,
Well, that's how they break it down in
except
the movie. Except
yeah,
Stan.
except for Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Stan kind of isn't Stan's like a mummy or something?
Yeah, he gets like he's like apparently the last one to see it before. I've realized this like since watching it like later. That scene actually takes place before they fight Pennywise at the end.
Yeah,
But so chronologically it takes place there. But you know, with the way they shot it and everything, it makes it feel like after they defeated Pennywise, he ran into it.
yeah, yeah. Just the way it's real jumbled. You have to pay close attention to kind of
Yeah.
timeline of things. So let's basically get over Stan's encounter over. I thought it was lame.
I understood it. I understood the reason why they did it like they did.
Yeah,
Oh, my cat's walking on my keyboard. Come here, get off here. I get why they did it the way they did. But it was, especially when you compare it to like some of the other ones, it was just kind of meh.
yeah. Manner. Yeah, I feel the same way. So let's move on to my personal opinion, the worst encounter of all of them, and that's Richie Tozer's encounter.
With the werewolf,
Dude,
yes.
talk about lame, man.
Yeah.
So he walks down to the boiler room, and Teen Wolf basically is chasing after him.
Yeah.
And then he turns into Pennywise and disappears.
Yeah. I know. That's something I don't get. Like, he had him. He literally had his, like, claws around his shoulder or whatever. He could have eaten him right there.
Well, that's a big thing that I like that they answered in the remake. Is
Yeah.
the fact, because they keep doing that. Like Pennywise, he's right there, and then he disappears. Where in the remake, did you notice they mentioned that they taste a lot better when they're scared.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's marinating them, kind of. You know, he keeps freaking them out so they taste better.
Yeah. You know, that's one of those things. That's kind of creepy in and of itself.
Yeah. That he's just going to keep popping up to scare you more and more.
Yeah, until, like, you're right at the edge, and then he's going to eat you. And it's like, well, damn.
Yeah, man. So let's go on to the next encounter, which I think is Beverly Marsh.
Yeah.
And hers encounter, I don't think she sees Pennywise.
No, but she
just
definitely
hears the voices in the sink.
And she feels like his
the blood
influence.
Of it. I love that scene, man.
It's so iconic.
What I love what they did with this better than the remake is the fact that you see the balloon coming out of the sink.
Yeah.
That was always cool. And I thought the voices in the original were creepier, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, almost that, like, the voices that she's hearing, she automatically kind of recognizes.
Yeah, and
you know, as someone she kind of knows or whatever, you know?
Yeah, and is it me or did the bathroom in this version look creepier too? Just smaller and
yeah, it was very confined and yeah, just kind of.
And I gotta say, I couldn't stand the dad, you were supposed to not be able to stand him. So
yeah,
I liked his acting. I mean, it was kind of over the top, but
yeah,
I believed him as that character. Like, if I was going to imagine an abusive 50s dad, blue-collar guy, that's what I would picture.
Well, you know who he reminds me of?
It worried me a lot, baby.
Who he reminds me of is, you remember the music video for We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister?
Yeah.
He reminds me of the father in that.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if
totally. I don't know. You never know. It could be. He just really reminds me of him.
Yeah.
You know, I keep expecting him to see just Beverly Marsh turn around and go like, I want to rock.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So she was a memorable thing, but I just now realized, though, that she didn't see Pennywise, though, in her flashbacks.
Yeah.
But
there were a couple, like Bill never saw Pennywise in his...
Yeah, that's true, too. That's true.
With the bleeding picture, but they did see something.
Yeah, let's go... Since we moved on from Bill, let's talk about that bleeding picture scene. I love that scene, too, man. Where you just hear that music where it's like... It's like the music is just cranking, man. You know what I'm talking about?
And it was
and
it was such an
flies open and
effect.
Pages are flying and dude, blood. It looked so good, man.
I know, it was so effective. Just and
having Georgie wink at him.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
That was just one that's kind of like, ugh. Like, not only is like he messing with him, but he's doing it with his dead brother.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome. And then the parents. That's when that's the moment though you realize the parents can't see it.
Yeah, and you're like
grabbing it, holding it, and everything. They don't notice nothing. And then the same thing happens with Bevy. Dad's all in the sink, touching her face and everything. They don't see nothing.
Yeah, that's just plain kind of like. You can imagine, like, as a kid,
that'd be a worse
if that was actually happening, and it'd be like, and like the people you go to for help and everything, they can't see it. They can't see what you're seeing. Yeah. I mean, man, that would be insane.
Yeah. So Mike obviously has no scene, which I didn't realize till today. But,
yeah. It's the sort of thing, Mike sees it together with them when they're all looking in the book.
Yeah, which I like that scene too. That's after they but chase away the bullies.
Yeah, that's a great scene, and it's a good use of like the prop of the book and everything, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
And I like he
but
comes
it's the sort of
dancing and
thing.
flipping out and stuff.
Yeah, I would have thought though, you know, I get why they didn't do what was in the novel. In the novel, he gets attacked by like some giant bird.
Yeah.
It would have cost a fortune to film at the time, but you know, he should have had, I think, like a personal encounter
Definitely.
because you know, I noticed it like the last time I was watching. I was just like, you know, yeah, all the others are together in this. They've all shared like they've had a personal encounter with this thing, and it's gone after them individually. But you know, Mike's just kind of there.
Let me ask you, in the original book,
Hmm.
did Mike's and all that, was that whole sheep farm and everything, was that in the book, or did they add that to the movie?
They added that for the movie. He was like he had a farm. He lived on a farm
Yeah.
with like his parents.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know that was kind of it.
Yeah, I was just curious about that. Like,
Yeah,
because it seemed like it was just all, that whole thing was just an excuse to have him have that gun at the end of it.
it could be. I think it was probably an excuse to have that, and it was also an excuse to have his flashback.
Yeah.
Well, not his flashback, his experience.
Yeah, well, because they, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
But,
we'll get to that.
but, so the last, I think, member of this crew is Eddie, and I think he has a really good flashback.
Yeah,
You know, he's afraid to take a shower
yeah,
in the thing, and then, dude, the shower things start going out, and
yeah.
do you
And
like
then
the way the floor, you could tell it's like a claymation type thing?
I it took me out of it a bit,
Yeah.
but I appreciate the fact that they did use claymation
Yeah.
and they didn't use some like you know really cheesy effect. I like the fact that they tried to go you know like quality.
And it's so quick, too, because once he
Yeah,
spreads it apart, it looks real again, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like when he's hanging out, when he's leaning his head against his hand out of the hole in the shower, it
yeah,
looks normal again.
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. It's a very effective scene,
Yeah.
you know, and it really works for that character. Also,
Yeah.
you could see the Eddie character, you know, like the mother saying to him, you know, like you don't know having showers at school, it's dirty there.
Yeah.
You know, you can totally see that.
Definitely. Now,
Yeah.
Now the ending of that part is because Henry Bowers and them don't have a flashback, but there's a whole scene where they go into the well to fight him, and the bullies chase him in there.
Yep.
And there's the whole thing where Belch gets sucked into the tube, which I think looks badass.
I
Just
remember
the way he folds and gets sucked into that tube.
when I first saw that when it was on TV originally, that scene scared the living shit out of me.
Just
I
the
don't
light
know
coming.
why. The light coming and the fact that like he was folded in half and being pulled back, it was like just kind of like instinctively like I knew like people don't fold that way.
Yeah.
I mean you can if you're like a gymnast or something. Most normal people can't, you know, completely fold at the waist.
Yeah.
You know, it was just something genuinely creepy about that. And I just love that scene that it's there, it's eating him. And then Henry Bowers has to shout out and essentially screw everything up.
Yeah. And then
You know,
the
he
thing
could,
comes back, and then
yeah, he could have got away
you know what's
in
funny
that time,
too?
you know?
You know the scene where the light comes back and
Yeah.
Henry Bowers slowly turns around and he's got the white hair and the way he looks and everything?
Yeah,
That reminded me of a shot in Creep Show, you know? You know, like
Yeah.
at the end of all the segments, how it'll do a close-up of their face, and it'll be like,
yeah,
or it'll be like some weird sound, and they'll be all
Yeah.
shocked looking. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the end of a Creep Show segment, but
yeah, I get that.
Stan
Well-
ends up seeing the lights, though, and ends up running away.
Yeah.
And,
What I
They-
find interesting, though, about that, though, is like when his hair turns white,
yeah.
have you noticed, though, it grows
Yeah, it's
about
longer. It
3
looks like Jimmy
inches?
Neutron.
Yeah, I mean, you know, okay, I get the whole hair going white and all that stuff and everything, but why would it make his hair grow? He went like Super Saiyan down there. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, man. And what do you think of the kid who plays Henry Bowers in this? My father will tear my hide.
Yeah, I find as like a '50s like kid, he looks the part.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I always found kind of interesting when you listen to like the commentary, you know, how he had to like use the N word towards Mike and everything, and how the actor was actually genuinely upset
That he had to call him
about
that?
having to use that word. Like it genuinely bothered him.
Wow.
I kind of like that.
So the commentary track is actually pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. It's got I think it's got Mick Garris. Mick Garris, yeah.
No, it can't be McGarris.
No, well, whoever directed it.
That, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Tommy Lee something. Or...
That's it. Yeah, yeah, him. And it has some of the adult actors as well.
Is this on the Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They said though, apparently though, they said out of all the actors, the kids were the ones like, where's my like my bowl of M&Ms with all the brown ones taken out and stuff.
Oh wow, they were more.
They were more like
Drama
Hollywood
queen?
than the actual like Hollywood actors.
Wow.
Like, where's my trailer?
Wow. Well, they did the better performances, so.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah,
So
I
that
thought,
whole-
the Henry Bowers actor and everything, aside from that, I thought he was he worked, but he was very one-dimensional.
Yeah, and just he looked whiny to me. Just
Yeah.
the way he looked like a little, I don't know.
Yeah, and like he would always say the same thing, like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And then when
I'm
they
gonna
pelted
kill
him
you
with
is a
rock-
good threat, if you say it once.
Yeah.
When you say it like 15 times and never actually do anything, it kind of loses all its effect.
Yeah, and then they're all pelting him with rocks, and
Yeah.
did you hear his response to that?
I'm gonna
like-
kill you.
No, he's like, you're all gonna get such a big surprise. And it's like, that's
like-
your line you spit at him.
Yeah.
So anyways, there's all that, and then they end up escaping, and they do the whole pact of, if it ever returns, we're gonna come back here.
Yep.
Whatever, and they all agree. Stan reluctantly agrees, which
Yeah.
leads into the next scene of Stan as an adult getting called.
Yep.
And he cuts his wrists, and
Yep.
it's back. I like that ending, man. I thought it was a grim ending.
Yeah.
I love it, man. And
I remember the end of the first night when I first saw that. I was like, "Damn!"
yeah,
like,
she's
stuff's
screaming
gonna
his
pick
wife
up.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And what always gets me too is because his wife wasn't crazy bad looking, and
No.
she's walking up the stairs and she has a beer and she's saying, "I'm gonna come in and rub you down" or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's dead. It's like, damn, you were about to get,
Yeah.
whatever. But that always stuck with me.
Yeah.
So I always love that ending. Then it ends, and
Yeah.
yeah, awesome first half.
Yeah.
Now we're
It
gonna
wa-
get into the second half because, well, we can talk about the death of Pennywise actually, and
Yeah.
the ending of the first one. At least the first half. So they go in and they're holding hands.
Yeah.
And he goes in trying to break up the circle, whatever. But basically, it just ends with Pennywise gets Stan, and he has him in a choke up against the wall, and Beverly, this is battery acid, you slime.
Yeah.
Signs out, then his face is melting, which is a really cool effect, I thought.
That was a great effect.
Yeah, just the way he looked pissed. And then
Yeah.
Beverly Marsh with the silver, which
Yeah.
is cool. So then, and then once he gets hit with the silver, remember the drain in the well or wherever they are?
Yeah.
Opens up and he jumps. And remember, he shrinks and he's like getting
Yeah.
sucked into that drain, and you could tell it's like a doll.
Yeah.
But I still thought it looked cool though.
It worked. Look again. You got to look at the age of the movie and everything, right?
Yeah.
Effects weren't what they are now, so you had to make do with what you did, and I think they did a pretty good job, all things considered.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So then, the movie then picks up 27 years later, 30 years later. I don't know what the deal was. I've heard different years from different sources.
Yeah.
But, so they all arrive, and You already see it. Let's go with the cast in the second part now.
Yeah.
What do you think of? Is it Richard Thomas or whatever the guy's name is? Who plays Bill from Little House on the Prairie?
I thought he looked like an older version of the kid.
Yeah, I actually dug him. I dug that actor as this part.
Yeah, I thought, I thought really for the most part, all of the adult actors looked like what the kids would have looked like grown up.
Definitely.
There wasn't any real, like for example, like Eddie didn't grow up to be like a mixed martial arts fighter or something,
No, he's exactly how he acted back then.
Yeah, and the actor they chose to play him portrayed it just right,
Yeah. I think they portrayed them all good. I thought Tim or John Ritter or whatever
Yeah.
did a very good version of older Ben and all
Yeah.
that. The only one that was hard was Annette O'Toole as Beverly. That was, I don't know, she's very, I don't know, that's the only performance I didn't like out of all of them.
Well, it's kind of hard when you're labored with a line of like, why is it so mean?
Yeah, and then just the whole thing in the
It's a
beginning.
freaking monster.
Yeah, and then the whole thing in the beginning where she's being controlled by that douchebag dude, and
Yeah, you see, that's the sort of thing, like, I never got that in the book or in the miniseries or in the movie, I always felt her character as a kid would have grown up stronger than she
yeah,
did.
they just made her weak as hell, man.
Yeah, I mean, way too weak. I mean, after everything they went through in the first half, you would have thought,
Yeah, she'd be running shit, but
yeah, I don't know. It's a bit.
Plus, I just think she's annoying to look at. She's just real mousy looking, and I don't know.
I know what you mean. I mean, she doesn't really have the impact that the younger one did.
Yeah, let's go over what their encounters are too. So the Bill as an adult, I'm trying to remember what's his encounter like. He comes back to town.
Yeah, he's at the cemetery.
That's right, the cemetery, and all the graves are digging except the last one.
Yeah.
It was real quick, but I really enjoyed that scene too.
That was a great scene. I just wish they'd done the teeth right on Pennywise.
Yeah. And
It's like they swapped out teeth for something else, and it was like...
Yeah, and I also like about that scene too that us as the audience know that last grave stands in.
Yeah,
we
but
know
he does.
They don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And then who was the second part? Ben as an adult. His thing was he ends up going back to the area where they build the dam.
Yeah, he's like the skeleton stood there.
Yeah, and remember the kid is running down from the bullies just like he was?
Yeah.
Remember the kid trips or whatever? And he's like, like in pain and everything?
Yeah,
and all he has to do is put a bandana over him, and he's like, I think I feel better now. Thanks. I don't know what I would have done if you wouldn't have had your rag. It's like, what the hell did that do? Like,
it was a magic rag, don't you know?
Like, first of all, I would have told the dude, like, get away from me. You know what I mean? If you touch me,
Yeah.
But the whole thing, whatever. I'll let that slide. But, dude, all of a sudden he wraps it around him. He's magically,
healed,
able to get up and run around and stuff again.
Yeah.
But, all right. But there's that. But his whole scene is, after that, he's driving to town and he sees Pennywise on the side of the road.
Yep.
Telling him to turn back now.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I always thought that wasn't really brought up enough in the miniseries. Like, did Pennywise want them back, or did he want them away?
I think he wanted, to eat some of them, but I don't think he wanted them all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I think what it is, he was feeding. That's why he killed that little girl.
Yeah.
And then Mike Hamlin called them all to come back. And I think Pennywise is telling them all to go away because they're going to, cramp his style pretty much.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in the book, for example, he wants revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's like, yeah, come on, bring it.
Wow.
Where in the miniseries, at least, it's not really because it's both. Like in one way, he's still trying to scare them, but if he didn't want them there, wouldn't just like not showing himself
Yeah.
have
I
been the
don't,
better idea?
I don't think they thought that too hard into it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But, so what is it? Beverly's, I thought her experience was actually one of the creepier when I first saw this.
Yeah,
She goes back and she sees her dad's name, and, lo and behold, it's an old woman's name.
yeah,
And she invites him in for tea. And she looks all normal, and then she's sipping it. Remember, she looks up and her teeth are all of a sudden, like, black and everything.
yeah.
And then
it's
she
just kind of,
drops it, and it looks up, and you could tell it's the actor who played the dad.
yeah,
Dressed in old woman stuff, and he's that was creepy though.
very
And then
creepy.
she looks at the house when she's out and it's all boarded up.
I
And
love
then
that
you see
scene.
the balloon floating real low to the road.
Yeah,
Dude, that was awesome how they did that. You just hear Pennywise laughing with the balloon floating down the road.
I like what they did with the balloon. They did with the balloon what the Changeling did for Rubber Balls.
Yeah, and what's weird too is I'm going to compare it to the remake real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You got the balloons coming in this one. They were able to keep it low to the road, able to go in a straight line, perfectly normal. Now, why in the remake do they make the balloons CGI? You could tell it's CGI. I mean,
Yeah, all I can think is maybe they wanted like reflections or something in it. Maybe
I
I don't
probably
know.
wanted it to go in a perfectly straight line, like the sewer kid with the Patrick kid. Comes
Yeah.
down a straight line. But dude, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
A real balloon, A, looks better and more natural, obviously, and B,
yeah.
how much money do you think they wasted doing that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm betting it wasn't cheap.
But anyways,
And
so,
and think what they said. Like oh, I did the CGI on it. Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. What scenes did you film? Oh, I made a balloon. Be like, oh, okay.
yeah. Now these other kids, let me think. Seth Rogen, Seth Green's character.
Yeah.
When he's older, he's now that would have been interesting. Seth Rogen and it.
Yeah, that would have been.
Smoking a joint, laughing and stuff. But
that would be neat. I mean, that would be something to see.
Seth Rogen and James Franco and his crew doing it.
Yeah, yeah. They'd just be like baked out of their mind and they wouldn't know what to do. And Pennywise would be trying to scare him. Be like, they'd just be looking at him like, "What do you want?"
Oh man.
Yeah.
But this, I'm trying. Yeah, he's in the library and Pennywise is laughing. This is when Pennywise is straight up like jokester.
Yeah.
Like when he's in the library, spinning that ha ha ha, and he's like, "You got Prince Albert in a can? Well, you better let him out."
I know.
No, I love that scene though because you can see the reactions of the people when the balloons are popping.
Yeah.
They're trying to say as straight as they can, like no, like they're trying to be like they don't see it. But when you see the balloon pop, you see him flinch like a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love that. And then what is it? Mike doesn't. Mike's again in this one that they're all around people. Then they're in the.
He gets a balloon at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that and some footprints on the ground.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was really it.
Yeah, well, that too that's when they're all together. They meet up at the Chinese restaurant.
I
To me,
love
that was
the
kind
Chinese
of a dumb
restaurant
scene,
scene.
man. She faints out of nowhere, and she comes in with
I
a
know.
really terrible line. "You're a bunch of handsome old men," or something stupid like
Yeah.
that,
It's cheesy as anything, but it's a nice scene of, just, like
It's
normality.
like a quick break.
if
They
you
have a
will.
song, and then
Yeah.
they're laughing and stuff, and all of a sudden the cookies and all that stuff are going crazy.
Oh, I took that one, the bird.
Yeah,
That one was just ugh.
yeah. It reminded me of Beetlejuice, that whole scene.
Yeah.
Remember that scene in Beetlejuice where all this stuff's going crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
definitely see it.
There's one more scene of normality that I like. It's like a montage because I really like the song. You remember when Mike pulls out the bike?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bill are looking at it, and you hear that song from the Temptations, that "You Gotta
Yeah.
Smile So Bright." That song is jamming, man. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there real cringy riding the bike, you know.
But
Whenever he puts his legs
totally,
up and he's like looking,
yeah.
it's just it's cringy, man.
Oh, it's completely cringy, but you totally buy it also.
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
all of a sudden Mike does some badass move. He rides the bike on a fucking what are those, seesaws or something?
Yeah, right up and
It's
yeah.
like, dude, I wouldn't even do that.
No, me neither. I'm like, nope.
Like, did
It's
this
like,
50-year-old
like you.
man just bust that out?
I think he did, yeah. Uh, yeah, you know, it's the sort of thing. I mean, those scenes are necessary,
Yeah.
you know, because like if you go like all horror all the time, they would all have white hair and be
Yeah.
somewhat crazy, you know. So those little scenes are.
Yeah, like, it's a Temptations song. It's a classic song.
Oh yeah, that's reason enough right there, you know.
But then there's the whole thing with the Joker cards, and
Yeah. Apparently, I think it was the director actually has one of those cards.
really, that's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, yeah. I don't think there was anything on the other sides.
Yeah.
I think they were just one-sided with the Pennywise Joker face and everything.
Yeah, dude, I want to get a poster of it, the original one.
Yeah, it's like a cool poster.
Yeah, you see the VHS tape in the corner.
Yeah,
But
I mean that's awesome.
But basically, you know, after the Chinese restaurant, then they go to a motel and they're all hanging out, and that's when the movie starts to kind of drag.
Yeah,
You know, and there's like little things here and there where that happen, like Ben makes out with Beverly and it ends up being Pennywise.
I love that. Just like,
Dude.
kiss me, fat boy.
Yeah.
I
And
love
then
that.
he ends up falling for it again out in the parking lot. Like, he just got tricked into it.
Yeah.
And then the real Beverly's downstairs. She's like, my heart burns there, too. Then you see him contemplating on kissing her again. It's
And
like,
he's
if
like-
that just happened to me, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah. I mean, he does, you know, talk about it, he's like, I don't know if it's you or the clown or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, but, well, then again, I mean, you know, I guess, I don't know.
Before we move on to the ending of this thing and move on to the remake,
Yep.
I want to talk about how lame the scene was with Henry Bowers. The
Yeah.
dog. It's a dog head.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't like that, man.
I mean, that's right out of the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right out of the book. But, you know, there's a bit of, you know, continuity errors there. I mean, up until that point, Pennywise had never really, you know, like, been able to be seen by adults. You know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, not only can he be seen, he can turn into what this guy fears and, like, eat him.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I would have liked it better if it had been like almost like an illusion, like the guy had seen this, and at that
Scared
point
him.
Henry Bowers had stabbed him or something.
Yeah.
You know, I would have preferred that as opposed to, you know, just like he got eaten by a monster clown dog.
Yeah, man, I really didn't like that scene. I'm glad it's
Yeah.
so quick, though.
Yeah,
So let's move on to the ending.
yeah,
What a piece of shit ending, man. Dude, if this movie had a
Yeah.
better ending, it'd be perfect. They go
Yeah.
down there. This thing looks terrible, man. This spider.
it does. I mean, it's true to the book.
Yeah.
In a way, you know, it is kind of like a giant type spider type creature, but you know, that's just kind of the form that it's taking.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually something beyond. You know, this is just its physical form when it's here or whatever. But it was very poorly done.
Yeah, the effects look bad, I thought.
Yeah,
And it's just so goofy seeing this group of people fighting it, too. You know what I mean?
I know. And then all they do at the end is push it over.
Yeah, and the set looks cheap. It looks...
Yeah,
don't know,
I mean,
man.
and the thing is, with the nature of the movie, throughout the entire movie, Pennywise has been the villain. You know,
Yeah.
the villain hasn't been it. The creature from beyond or whatever. It's been the clown, Pennywise.
Yeah.
So Tim Curry should have been at the end. Even if it was like, what even could have worked. I don't think they could have done it back then properly. Like, when in The Mummy Returns.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Well, you remember the Scorpion King at the end?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like half
yeah,
scorpion,
The
half like
CGI
human
thing,
at the
yeah.
top. Even that would have worked. Something like that. Like if the top half was the clown,
Yeah, it
and
would have
the
been
bottom
better.
half was like big spider legs and stuff. Um, yeah, it just kind of looks like a Muppet,
Yeah.
and not a good Muppet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was just very disappointing. Actually, I've written on my notes here, the spider. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, before we move on to the remake, I got, just because of that ending scene, I got to give it a 9.5. If it had a better ending, I would have gave it a perfect 10, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's a flawed gem.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. 9.5 is about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to the what we've all been waiting for, the 2017 It.
Oh yeah.
Dude, let's just let's get off from the first scene.
Yep.
They did away with all adult stuff. There's no people calling. There's no adults, so we have no idea who's playing the adults or what they look like.
No.
But we're introduced to Bill and Georgie, just like the beginning of the first one.
Yeah.
And he makes them the boat, and what I like is you have almost you think something's going to happen in the basement when he's getting the wax, but nothing does. And he goes up, and they actually show what it looks like to melt the wax and what it looks like, what I like too.
Yeah.
And they're putting the wax on the boat, and then, basically the same scene, but it's grayer. It looks like how it would actually look if it was pouring outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's going there, he's singing, whatever. And then the boat falls, and then Pennywise pops up, just like the original.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta say, the voice threw me off, dude, the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
It was hard to get used to, man, just the way he talked.
Yeah.
I really liked it, but there was some parts of it I didn't like, too.
I know it was at times. I found sometimes it was a little hard to understand.
It almost felt like he was trying too hard, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But what I do like about it too is the eye thing that you pointed out, where
that was
yellow
great.
when he's creature, then when he's talking to somebody they're blue.
Yeah.
And then for a moment he blanks out, like
I love
in
that
his
scene
eyes
where
he just goes blank.
Yeah, he just kind of derps out, and it's just like
I love that, and I love too is they didn't do this in the original, but I love the whole thing where he's like, "Oh, the circus blew away, and we're all down here, blah blah blah," and he's like, "Oh, what's your favorite thing of the circus?" And popcorn.
Yeah.
And he starts doing the pop 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 pop. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, and how Georgie plays along with it.
Yeah,
you know,
it just had a really sinister. Another part about it, the music in the background during it.
Yeah,
it's just like a soft violin, it's just really creepy sounding.
Yeah,
just the way the music is, and it's just dark, and you could he's drooling and everything, and there's that.
I love that. I mean, it's that little thing, that he's drooling, because obviously, he's hungry.
Yeah.
And his meal is right there in front of him.
And it adds to it, like he almost blanks out because he's so hungry and wants to eat them, and he just But, I knew the arm bite scene was coming. I didn't know they were going to bring it as hard as they went.
Yeah.
They actually show him grab the arm and bite it. Which I'm going to get back to that specific part in a second, but finish it out with when you see Georgie crawling down the street with a bloody arm, just screaming. And it's just the way it was shot.
Yeah.
And
then you just see the hand come out.
That
it's
was
like
creepy, bro.
It was, definitely. I mean,
it was so quick. That's what I don't like, though. It was a split second.
I know. If they stretched it out a little bit
longer, like if you saw the arms stretch out maybe another foot, dude, that would have been creepy, man.
Yeah. I mean, It's a great scene. I love it, and
Yeah,
I love that scene where he derps out.
yeah. Just that whole
I
thing with
really
the
do.
hand and that dirt. But what
Yeah.
ruined the whole thing, man,
Hmm.
is how he looked when he bit the arm, dude.
See,
That
I didn't
looked
mind that.
awful, man.
See, I didn't mind it because it works with the fact that it's not a person,
Yeah,
you
it's a
know,
creature.
and like so everything looks kind of like disjointed and everything. Like the head looks at like strange like angles and
Yeah, the
stuff.
eyes were real far apart, but
Yeah.
it looked real
You know?
CGI. Like I don't know.
Oh, it does a little bit, but then again, I've never seen a killer clown that eats people, so
Yeah,
maybe that's what they look like.
I let that pass. I still really enjoyed that
Yeah.
scene. Um,
I love the teeth though.
yeah, and so this moves on, and we meet Ben, and
Yep.
I don't like this Ben as much as the old Ben. Although
Um.
he did seem younger, he seemed
Yeah,
younger than all the other kids to me.
he did. I didn't mind him. I mean, like as a character, he worked, and I'm sure the actor did a pretty good job. But the one in the original was just such a good character.
Yeah,
I just preferred him in the original. But I found that hilarious with the whole New Kids on the Block stuff.
yeah, I thought that was funny as hell. Have
Oh,
you
with
the
the laugh that came out of the theater with that,
yeah?
where he's like, "Please don't go, girl," and it's like,
Oh, definitely.
oh, you heard everyone kind of cringe and laugh at the same time. It was awesome.
And then when the poster's behind the door, and
Yeah,
she's like, "What is this?" And then all of a sudden you hear the music, and it flashes real quick to the
yeah,
poster.
and then she just closes the door.
Have you noticed the musical selections in this movie felt like real out of place to me? Kind of like when they're throwing the rocks, you hear Anthrax playing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really the right point. Well,
Yeah, it just took, and then all of a sudden Richie Tozer's like, "Fuck you, you molded something," or I don't remember what he says.
I know. We have to get into that.
Yeah,
Like the stuff that comes out of Richie's mouth in this movie.
yeah. I love Richie Tozier, and this is obviously a lot better than the one in the
Oh
original.
yeah, and he's
Yeah, he had
hilarious.
some lines that actually had me laughing, man. Like
Oh yeah,
some about like, "Oh, this used to be a beaver trap in town," and he was like,
he's
"Still
like
is, am I
still is.
right?"
Yeah, and like high five, and like no one's high fiving him.
That
They're
was
just
actually
going,
really
like,
good. And then there's the whole thing where, man, why did I draw the short straw? You're lucky we're not measuring dicks or something.
oh man,
Yeah, he
yeah.
had
I
some
mean,
good lines.
it was genuinely funny. Like you could see how that character could become a comedian.
You know what else I felt? Yeah, exactly. You know what else though? I feel like the guy who played Eddie, they gave him too many jokes to where it
Yeah,
almost seemed like Richie and Eddie had the same amount of jokes because Eddie was doing this. I remember he was like something about birth control or something. He was like, "Yeah, I'm saving them for your sister."
yeah. I mean, I appreciated those jokes in there and everything. I don't know whether it was really right for the Eddie character.
Yeah, it just didn't fit with me. It seems like
Yeah.
they I don't know because Eddie in the original said no jokes whatsoever.
No.
And then let's get on to the character of Mike. They totally screwed him over.
Yeah.
Because in the original he had the whole role of introducing the history of dairy.
Yeah.
That's
And they
specifically what he
essentially.
was stationed there for. But now
Yeah.
they
They
gave it to
kind.
Ben.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I kind of get it because the idea that he's like Ben's the new kid,
Yeah.
you know, where in the original miniseries Mike was the new kid,
Yeah.
but in this, he's homeschooled or whatever,
Yeah.
So
One thing
I
I
get
gotta
it.
one thing I gotta add to about the Mike character
Mm.
is it gave this movie a more darker, grittier vibe too, because right after you have the scene in the beginning with the kid getting his arm torn off,
Yeah.
you immediately jump to a scene of them having to shoot a lamb or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you already get kind of a grimy feel.
Yeah.
So you have that, and then when you're introduced to Beverly's character, you feel real bad for her. I don't remember
Yeah.
in the original series her being a loser at all.
No, not
Like, I
really.
remember those two girls walking by being like, honestly, some people have no class. Remember those two?
Yeah, and then that was like it.
Yeah, this, you have them literally dumping trash cans on her.
Yeah.
Dude, if I was going to the bathroom and somebody threw a trash can on me,
Yeah.
bro, it'd be
And I mean,
done, dude.
and I mean, let's be honest. I mean, she's kind of a badass in the movie. She could have,
Yeah, how is she a loser? I don't understand that, but...
and she could have totally, like, taken them out. At least some of them.
Yeah, have you seen what Bill Skarsgård looks like in person?
Yeah.
Dude,
He
she looks like him.
A little bit, yeah.
But, yeah, it's, I gotta say I like this Beverly Marsh, too.
Yeah.
She was cool.
Yeah.
Her dad, I mean, the dad was grimy, but her dad didn't have as much of an effect on me as the original dad did.
Yeah. I mean, this one was still, you know.
Yeah, you gotta say, though, the blood in this bathroom scene in this one, it was a lot more crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Covered
definitely.
the whole entire bathroom.
Yeah. I dug that because, I mean, you could understand, like, why it would be... You'd be genuinely surprised that, like, someone couldn't see that.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the scene now, one of my favorites. It's in the beginning when Bill goes down in the basement because he sees Georgie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's flooded, and you see Georgie going like, "You'll float too," screaming that. And then you see Pennywise slowly rise up out of the water and then throw Georgie down, and
I know. I like that he's using him like a puppet almost.
Yeah, exactly. It was just creepy the way he rised out. And you just hear him mouthing "You'll float too." But dude, did that jitter effect annoy the hell out of you though? The fact that they did it like 3 or 4 times. Where it comes real fast and it's like real glitchy.
A little bit. I thought it worked. You know, it didn't take me out of it. It was a little...
Well, that first time it worked for me because what he does after that, dude, sent chills down my spine, man.
I mean, when
Bill runs upstairs and then
he hits the wall and he's kind of...
Dude, his eyes roll back, bro, and he like slithers down like a snake, bro.
I know,
dude,
almost
that was
like
creepy, dude.
My first thought when I saw that was like almost like it's like an arm.
Yeah, dude.
And like a glove.
Man.
And like and he's pulling the arm back and like it's coming out of the glove kind of and then pulls the glove along with it almost.
Yeah, it was
like
unnatural,
Pennywise was the glove.
Yeah.
And like it was like oh man. That was a genuinely creepy scene, that one.
The way the eyes rolled back, man.
I know.
And he just slides slowly.
It's gonna...
Yeah, dude. Dude. That was one of the creepier scenes in the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So then, I'm trying to think of some more other really creepy scenes from... There was the whole thing, I know when Mike is getting bullied by the bullies, or he's getting pinned down, you see Pennywise... Oh, we're going to do a spoiler thing, so the spoiler thing starts here.
Yeah. So if you don't want any more spoilers...
We should have announced spoilers 10 minutes ago, but...
Yeah, kind of stopped listening now.
But, dude, the scene, bro, where Mike is pinned down and he looks over in the bushes.
Yeah.
Dude, you see Pennywise standing there waving at him with Georgie's arm.
I know. That was just so...
That was awesome.
Man.
What I love is the color scheme of everything.
Yeah.
Pennywise in broad daylight with, there's flowers around him. Like, dude, it was creepy looking, man.
It was, definitely.
And what did you think of the bullies in this one?
I thought they seemed more real.
Definitely.
But then again, like I'm like an 80s, 90s guy.
So that's what you would have ran more into.
Yeah, like I was a kid in the 80s. I remember people looking like that
and the
everything.
Boots and the jeans and the Firebirds and everything.
Yeah.
This
one thing, I'll just mention this now. Did you see the Easter egg to Sleepwalkers?
I don't think so.
The car that they're driving in, that's the exact same type of car, color, and everything as the car the guy has in Sleepwalkers.
Wow, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's a weird... It could just be a coincidence, but it seems weird that, a Stephen King story, would have the exact same type of car.
It's got to be a
Yeah, it's got to be a
purposely.
Chevet.
Yeah, dude. One thing I got to say too is Pennywise.
Mhm.
You see a lot more forms of uh, the other creatures than just Pennywise in this movie.
Yeah,
Like the first time you see him where he's not normal is like
yeah.
a headless, like a boy, like a burn
A
victim.
headless running kid. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
that
weird, man.
that genuinely scared me.
Yeah, that was actually CGI done pretty well.
Yeah, I liked how it was running like I don't like it wasn't like normal running. Like if someone was to run at you, you know?
It was slow running, yeah.
Yeah, and like it was like almost as if like it was like done backwards or something and then played forward, you know? It's like I don't know, like parts of the body were moving at different
Yeah.
times. It was just creepy.
And
I
then
just
you have, huh?
I just love the scene that leads up to that where he's looking through the book. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and it's like it says on the thing like researchers make a horrifying discovery, and it's a kid's head in a tree,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like, oh man,
And that's what I like too about you get more of the backstory because I haven't read the book. So
yeah,
hearing the whole thing of the Easter egg hunt and stuff and all that, and
yeah, it becomes more than just something said in passing.
yeah, so that was cool. And the next time you see him where it's not natural, or it's
Mhm.
not the Pennywise character, is a leper.
Yeah, oh, the leper was,
Yeah, I like where
oh,
his foot, the leper's foot. Did you see it was like a snake
yeah,
wrapped in stuff? That was pretty grotesque. I
yeah,
thought that was cool. Now, dude, one of the freakiest parts of the whole entire thing was that painting, dude. You see
that thing
Stan.
was terrifying.
Yeah, Stan. He's practicing whatever you call that. He's doing. And
Yeah,
he goes in the office. The picture, it's like a woman with like a head that is like
yeah,
lopsided. It's real weird looking.
yeah,
Next thing you know, you see the things in the room.
I know
Dude,
that
didn't that not look like something straight out of The Conjuring?
it
Like,
did.
didn't that look, the effects, everything about it, just the way it looked like
Yeah,
it should be in Insidious or The Conjuring.
yeah. Well, it looks also a lot like Mama,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, from
Yeah,
what
it
I've
looked just like it.
from what I've read, that originally comes from the director. His in his house, he used to have a Modigliani painting. His parents had it, or whatever, and it was some like woman like that, like kind of weird looking. It scared the crap out of him.
Wow.
So he brought that in, and even apparently Stephen King has said, that scene was genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, it was just creepy looking.
Yeah, and it's like I just loved the reaction though when he was telling everyone about that.
Yeah. Is
He's
she
like,
hot?
it's like, is she hot? She's
No,
like,
she's
no.
not hot.
Oh man, that was priceless.
Yeah, dude. Before we go on to the ending of it, there's some more scenes I want to talk about. Like Henry
Yeah.
Bowers, I like how you see more of his background. You see the father, like
Yeah.
why he's how he is,
Yeah,
And then I like the part where he goes in, stabs the father in the neck,
yeah,
and then you see on the TV like a kids show, and
Yeah.
you see Pennywise with all the kids like kill them all, kill them
Uh,
all. Dude, that was badass, man.
and the thing is, that show has been on the entire movie.
I know, man.
Whenever there's a TV, that show is playing, and they're like, you go down into the sewers and play with the clown,
Yeah.
and
Now-
it's like, oh,
Now, what'd you think of the scene where they're looking at the slides on the projector, and he ends up popping out, and he's like 8 feet tall or something? You know what I'm talking about? He's like a monster.
Yeah, I dug that. I thought that was a really cool scene. What made it interesting to me, though, was out of everyone in the group, he went after Beverly.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
I don't know.
You would think, what's his face? Richie is afraid of clowns.
Yeah,
So you would think a giant clown coming out and going for Richie would have made some sense, but
yeah.
I don't know. That was a creepy scene.
Now, are there any more scenes before they go into the house that you wanted to talk about before we discuss the house and the ending?
Let's think.
I think we covered pretty much all the
I think so.
The
I mean,
scenes. Oh,
yeah.
there's one we didn't cover. What did you think of Mike Hamlin dropping the meat off and you see Pennywise
Oh,
hanging there laughing
yeah. Now I don't know. Have you seen what was the scene like when you saw it?
in theaters?
Yeah,
He was riding a bike. The bullies drive by and knock him off, tell him to get out of the town or something. And
yeah.
then
And
he
there's
looks
the
in the
hands at the
door and
door.
Pennywise is just laughing like a lot and he's hanging. And I think he says something. I don't remember exactly what he says, but you just see him
Yeah,
hanging and like wiggling around a lot. And you
because I
see
know.
like his glowing eyes.
Yeah, there's like an extended cut of it apparently, and I don't know whether the version I've seen is the extended cut or not. Like he's like on something and he's like rocking around and he's like eating it or something, and then he like looks and like he sees Mike there and he looks him. I don't know.
I don't remember if I saw that or not.
I don't know because I know there was like an extended cut that essentially looked like Georgie was in there as well, like he was like hung up on a meat hook or something. You could see it from a distance. And honestly, when I think of what I saw in the theater and I think of that scene, I don't really see any differences.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it again. That's why I can't
Yeah,
wait to watch this thing again.
yeah,
But so there's that. Now we're moving on to the act where they actually get in the house,
yeah.
and I love that Richie sees his picture
Oh, yeah,
in the tree, and he's like, "What? I'm not missing," and he starts
I know
freaking out.
the level that he freaks out.
Yeah, it was
You know,
believable. I like that.
yeah. It was like I'm missing. And they're like, no, you're not missing. He's like, but it says I'm missing. Oh, yeah.
What'd you
I
think
mean,
of Pennywise? He's in that box, and he starts like unraveling himself and contortioning to.
that was so cool.
And then what is it, like a big barb or something that Beverly sticks into his head, dude? It looked
Yeah,
brutal.
I think it was like an iron rod or
That's what
something.
I mean by like a barb, like a big,
Yeah, yeah,
like a,
just rams it through. And, oh man.
yeah,
And what's neat about that scene is how like he starts transforming sort of,
yeah,
and you're kind of getting like little hints at what his final form is.
yeah. This
You
is
know?
not my final form. I think of
Yeah,
Frieza when you say that.
exactly, exactly. you know, um, it's the sort of thing. How can I describe it? It's like you can see almost like he's like almost like pissed.
Yeah,
Like they've shoved this thing through his head, and it's like almost like he's like feeling it like for like the first time or whatever, and he doesn't like what he's feeling, and he's
yeah.
like, I'm just gonna tear you to pieces now.
I love the two where he has. Remember, he looks back at Richie. He's like, "Is this real enough for you?"
Oh
And he's
yeah,
like, "Dude, the way he's talking was crazy." He's like, "Am I not
yeah,
real enough for you?" Dude, he says
yeah,
it's real weird how he says it. It's badass though.
yeah, yeah,
Now let's go. Then he goes to he retreats to the well with Beverly,
yeah.
and this is where you finally figure out what they mean by "you'll float."
Where they literally
Yeah, they're
float.
literally in the well floating, and there's a huge pile of all their belongings,
Yeah,
which I thought was cool.
yeah,
And this is Mike. He gets the little cow shooter thing,
yeah,
and it was just going in the well, so they got to go down there. And all of a sudden, it's like a legit carnival down there. All of a
yeah.
sudden, the walls fall, and Pennywise is dancing and everything.
Have you seen the YouTube clip where it says it's like Pennywise dances to everything other than the real stuff?
No.
And it's like, and they put in all different sorts of music, and it's just him dancing to it, and it's awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out after this.
It's hilarious because they literally put just about every type of music in, and it fits perfectly.
You know what's funny, man, is on my YouTube page,
Hmm.
I've watched so much It stuff.
Yeah,
That all that's recommended to me is It stuff.
yeah, yeah,
But anyway, I like that. There was a lot of CGI for my liking in that.
yeah,
And there's one scene where he falls backwards, and you
yeah.
see his feet. I don't like the way his feet and like legs looked. I don't know. There was something weird about it, but that was just a nitpicky part.
Yeah.
So then you see, there's the whole Ben thing where he kisses Beverly and she snaps out of it.
I know that was kind of like awesome.
Yeah, there's that, and then all of a sudden, did you like the scene where Pennywise, he opens his mouth and all of a sudden he looks like a creature from Stranger Things? Remember, he's got like
Yeah,
just
I
rows upon rows of teeth.
I dug that just because again it's hinting to what his final form is going to be,
Yeah,
and it's showing that he isn't the clown.
yeah.
The clown is what he's wearing.
Well, and then remember he grows his when they're beating him with stuff. Well, first of all, he has what is it? Oh man, there's so much stuff that goes on. There's Stan. Remember, he sees the woman again, and she's feeding on him like she's
Trying to eat his face or something.
Yeah, there's all the marks there, and they get him off, and he's like, oh, remember, he's like, do you like where he's pleading with the kids? Where he's like, just leave him, and I'll let you guys live. He's like, he'll grow old and die. And
I loved the choice. I love it was just, like I'm gonna kill you all or whatever, or you can just leave and leave me with this one. Yeah. And it's like, damn. I loved that scene.
Yeah.
Because it was just kind of like, are they willing to sacrifice their friend?
Yeah. And they obviously don't. So,
no,
but they go through with it, and they end up beating him, and then his arms, all of a sudden, they turn into like a mix between like spider claws and like
praying mantis type things.
Yeah, something like that. I thought that was cool. The CGI was a little too hardcore, though.
You know what I hope they end up doing? I hope they end up going with his final form. I hope ends up being like a Lovecraftian type massive
creature. Like don't compare it to anything, just a creature.
Like tentacles and
get the makeup
guy from everywhere.
The Void to do it or something,
Yeah, something like that. I think it would be perfect.
Yeah,
and it would really sell the that everything else is like a costume to it.
Yeah. Now it did leave the ending. He didn't die. He goes back, but and then they all end up escaping. They do the blood pact. We're going to return.
Yeah.
27 years. Then it ends, and you just see chapter 1.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many people in my theater were like, chapter 1?
I know.
How many of them were clueless as to...
I know that, everywhere has said that it's, the first part. We all know that.
I'm wondering if it's just because me and you are so, into horror communities and stuff. Like, everyone we talk to is horror-centric, so
maybe the normies don't know it.
Don't know that, but there's that, and dude, I gotta say, I went Thursday night because I wanted to see this before the hurricane hit.
Yeah,
and they were saying by Friday, whatever. So I went Thursday night at 10:30.
Yeah,
dude, that was one of the worst audiences I've sat in with a movie, dude.
Really?
The talking was off the chain.
There
was
I hate
two
that.
Spanish chicks next to me.
Yeah.
And they were younger. I'd say they were about 15, 16. And dude, every time something would happen, like for the sewer scene, for example, they're like, oh, you see his eyes? Like every time, oh, you see that? You see?
Oh, so we're running commentary?
Time. Yeah, the commentary through the whole thing, dude.
Oh.
And you know what I can't stand is when people are laughing so excessively and loud that you can't hear what's going on during the next scene. So you miss the whole scene because they're still laughing at the dumbass joke in the scene beforehand.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Dude, and when people shout stuff out to try to be funny, dude, I hate that shit, man.
It's the sort of thing. I find it depends on the movie.
Yeah.
Like I said with Halloween H2O, it was really funny.
Yeah.
But when it's something like it,
I hold it near and dear to my heart, man. I don't want to hear 15-year-old people laughing and joking through the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And these theaters wonder why people aren't going to them anymore.
Yeah.
If you're paying $12 for a ticket, I don't want to hear these people,
Well, hell, I always remember quite a few years ago when they re-released The Exorcist.
Yeah.
I went and saw that in the theater, so I'm in the theater, and with a couple other people were with me, and like all these people around were talking, and actually the manager came in, stopped the trailers, and said essentially, "Look, if you don't shut up, we're kicking you out."
Yeah, I wish they'd do that, man.
And essentially he said, people are here to enjoy the movie. We don't need you talking over top of it.
Yeah.
And
Well, they don't do that anymore because they need the money that they're getting. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. You know, it's what annoyed me when I went and saw it a second time. There was like someone in there on their phone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and even eventually someone up in the audience were like, "Turn off your phone."
Yeah.
You know, there's just certain decorum when you go to a movie. Don't talk over it. Don't use your phone. Don't like kick the seat in front of you.
Yeah.
It's just some common courtesy things.
And I think
Some
the
people
problem,
just don't do.
I think the problem with me is first weekend a movie's released, you got to expect all that.
Yeah,
So I feel like if I was to see it this weekend, it'll
yeah.
probably be a lot better
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
because all the kids are going to have moved on to the next thing. Which, in
yeah,
all honesty, I'm going to see it again this weekend, I think.
yeah. I mean,
I loved it that much. I'm going to see it again this weekend. Probably
yeah.
Friday.
I've seen it twice. I think I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
Do you get that whole thing, though, where your parents are looking at you like you're crazy?
A little bit, but I've just said, it's just so good.
Yeah, I told my grandmother I had seen it twice, and I was like, I'm going to go see it again this weekend. And she was like, you realize that's almost $40 you've paid out to see this movie without even owning it. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you're like,
And I
yeah,
told her, I was like, well, if you think that's crazy, I was like, put it this way. If Best Buy, Target, and Walmart each have different versions of the Blu-ray, I'm getting all three of them.
yeah. I mean, it's that good a movie.
Yeah, I mean, and it sucks because everybody's saying that now. Like, everyone's like, oh, this is hype, so excited. But people don't realize, man, like, I've been hyped for this movie before all the fucking, I feel like a hipster saying that, like, oh, I liked it before it was cool.
Yeah,
And, like,
we've been talking about it for months.
yeah, in all seriousness, man,
Yeah.
this was the most hyped thing, dude.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's worked, that it's making the money and everything, and people are realizing that you can do hard horror again,
Definitely,
and you don't have to water it down.
definitely.
Yeah.
So what would you give a rating to It remake?
I give it a 10 out of 10.
You rate it higher than so you
I-
like it better than the OG?
Yeah, actually, mainly because it's not labored with that second half.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
When
I just
part
have
2
so
comes
much
out, it might.
nostalgia for the first
Oh yeah,
one.
definitely. Oh, tell me, did you notice this when I went and saw it for a second time? I kind of noticed this. Bill is a bit of a dick.
Yeah, I actually didn't
You know-
even really care for the Bill character in this one. I thought he was.
I mean, I didn't notice it the first time I saw it, but like it's kind of like, everything that kind of goes wrong for them is sort of his fault.
Well, he says straight up he's like almost like you don't care. Not, well, he cares about him, but he seems more like, oh fuck y'all, I'm doing this regardless.
Yeah. And it's like the part like Beverly's there and she's floating in the air. You could jump up and pull her down. No, he goes after Pennywise.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of like where the kid in the original in the miniseries, you got where he was coming from and everything.
Yeah.
Where in this one he just seems kind of, I don't know, like too, I don't know, driven by revenge or something maybe.
Yeah.
That's just how it seems to me. It's just, I remember thinking like, he's not the character that brings everybody together.
Yeah.
Where in the original he was the character that brought everyone together.
Definitely.
He's more the one who just kind of pulls everybody into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd have to give this movie a 9 out of 10 just because I'm going to give the OG the slight edge.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's pretty much close to... It's definitely probably the best horror film I'll see this year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm excited for it to come out on Blu-ray. I'm hoping it comes out before Christmas.
I hope so too.
Just because movies have a quick
Yeah.
turnaround now. They come out within 2 months, so.
Yeah, well, ever since the first Blair Witch Project that happened.
Yeah, I feel like that they are going to put this out before Christmas, you know? Because they
I
usually do that with, like, big movies.
Yeah, it would make sense to have a Christmas release for it because I would
Definitely.
love it.
Well,
You
it'd
know,
be smart if they put it out, like, December 8th or, like, December 10th or something.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Though
That'd be the
I'm quite
stocking
sure.
stuff where everybody would get, pretty much. You're going to get a lot of... It's just
Yeah,
going to be good.
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing.
I wish
As
it could
long
have been
as
out for Halloween, man.
Oh, definitely, yeah. As long as it's making money in the theaters, it's going to stay there.
Oh, yeah. It'll
You
probably...
know.
It'll... I don't know if it'll reach all the way to Halloween. Because you got to remember
I don't know.
Jigsaw and stuff's coming out.
Yeah,
You got soon, and then in the next month you got Happy Death Day. And
yeah.
you
Which
got
actually looks kind of interesting.
yeah, it does, but that theater's not going to have that much horror in one theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you never know. Sometimes they do special showings like for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like I remember once, I forget what it was, but they did Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation
Oh wow.
on Halloween. So I went and saw that on Halloween. That was long time ago, '96 or so. But it was it's something theaters sometimes do. So maybe they'll re-release it in time for Halloween.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, whichever, I'm all fine with it because, like I said, I've pre-ordered the Blu-ray, so
Yeah.
as
It'll
soon
be
as
out in a
that
few
comes
months.
through,
I'm sure by Christmas it'll be out.
yeah, I hope so.
But
Because I want to see this extended cut. I want to see these extra 15 minutes.
oh yeah, dude, maybe even a commentary.
Yeah, commentary would be great.
I'd like one with Bill Skarsgård and Andy Muschietti.
Oh yeah, you know what I would like? I'd like one with Skarsgård as Pennywise.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I know they did on what was
Chucky.
that? Yeah, they've done it on that. They did it on Black Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where he does the commentary as Billy or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brett Dorff does commentaries as Chucky.
Yeah, it would be kind of neat,
Yeah, definitely.
Just hear him like these damn kids. Here I was just trying to get something to eat, and they come here messing me up. What do they think this is?
Yeah, man.
I'll get them next time or whatever.
So we're gonna end the podcast here. We
Yep.
definitely say It the remake is definitely a movie of the year to go see for sure.
Yeah.
And if we were gonna make a Hall of Fame, which we may do here soon,
Yeah.
maybe because I'm assuming you're gonna make the Facebook here in the next day or two.
Yeah,
Or
I
do you
can.
want me to, or I can.
Yeah, you can do it if you want.
All right, I'll make the Facebook. Either tonight or tomorrow I'll make it.
Yeah.
And then we'll post all future news on that Facebook. But
Yeah.
for this contest, we'll post obviously in the YouTube video. And when I promote this, that all you have to do is like the Facebook page and comment on the post we make discussing the contest. And you'll be automatically entered. And yeah, that's basically it. We're going to be back next week with Cat's Eye, and we'll pick some other Stephen King movie to double feature with it.
Yeah.
All right, this is Corey's Crypt.
And this is BDG Reviews.
Peace.
Peace.